to die young.
Yeah, it's a British police officer I can recognize from the vest.
Yeah.
So
And it's
people
in
in Britain
Japanese
be
people written
wild.
on the guy's back, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god. It's just in its own dimension.
Yeah, it's something alright.
It's something alright.
Also, hi, Dio. How you doing?
Yo, what's going on?
You're plotting?
To die?
Nothing.
Good. I'm happy to hear, because I'm ready as well.
No, but we're prepared to. It's always the forefront
Remember,
on our
Mia
mind.
needs to survive so that we can do the adventures of Mia and Demodar.
Do we? Does she need to? Does she need to? That's the real question.
Yes.
Don't worry, I have a good chance of survival with my build. I can do this.
I like that enthusiasm. I love a good challenge.
It's fine. It's fine. Some of you may die.
And that's
But
a
it's
sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I'm willing to yeah.
Yep.
Well, does it really count since Sigrun's already dead?
You don't know that for a fact.
It was literally stated!
Two
How often
NPCs
do
said
Royce's NPCs lie to us, to our face? I can account
Well,
many of them.
To be fair,
Very
Maya,
often.
to be fair, Mion checked your vitals and you were dead, and then you got up and you scared the shit out of her.
Well,
And
have you
that's
checked my
what
vitals
he's
since
going
then?
off of.
Have you checked my vitals since then? You know there are literal magic items or things in D&D that make you seem like you're dead when you're not? Like there's a berry and shit.
Mion knows what all your items are. Mion studies magic
Do
items.
you?
Yeah.
Do you? Do you?
I literally
It's
rolled
in
what your
my
items...
secret boar storage.
No, it's not. Go away.
Yes, it is.
Get out of here.
I don't want to know
I
where
have-
that
I
is,
have
and I never want to
secrets.
hear you say that again, Maya.
The secret boar storage is
Shut up.
the. What? It's the
Shut up!
secret boar storage. You don't know where that is or what that is.
I don't need to, and I don't want to. You need to silence.
You've heard worse. All I've said is I have a
I've
secret
heard
boar
worse.
storage.
The battle has begun.
I've
where
heard
the
worse from
boars
people that are
hold their
full-grown adults. I don't need to hear worse from my younger sibling, damn it.
It's where the boars hold their secrets. It could be in a rock, it could be in a tree, it could be in, I don't know, a cursed bag of holding. You don't know where it's at.
This party is a cursed bag of holding.
Hey, I take offense. Sarah is not that bad.
I don't understand what that means. Oh wait, yeah, no, I back up what Justin said.
Sarah is
Took
not
a
that
minute.
bad.
And that was when the
Sarah's the only good
DM
one out of all
decided
us.
to kill Troy first.
Troy, how dare you be competent and shit.
In all honesty, Troy should have been the leader of this party.
I mean, you can always resign
Yeah,
if you really want.
that is an option.
I mean,
No, it's
after
not,
running
'cause
away
because
and
I'm
leaving
never gonna-
half the party to die, you know.
No, it's not fully an option, because the moment I do, I will never hear the end of it from anybody who actually has led the party.
The one? Me?
Cameron, look, I led the Friday party and we all kept dying to bad luck. You can't get worse than that.
Yeah, I led Rejected Potential, and literally, like, all of Zaya's party, except for the last one, died on her. She was the
Worst
only
part-
survivor.
No, the worst part is every death wasn't even Voss's fault. It was bad rolls and bad decisions by the other party members. that
Yep,
kept killing
yep,
them.
same.
And I was sitting there
Literally-
like, stop! I want you to live.
This is when the DM brings up that we should bring Faz back as protagonist. No one ever died on his watch. Not at least not from the DM's choice.
Bring
There
back
was
the
a
character.
freaking... No offense, when Fraz was party leader, I rolled a nat 20 to keep my character alive. Come on.
So there you go.
That's just brought good luck, and me and
Get a good
Chester clearly as leaders don't. Because Zaya didn't even lead that much as a leader. She was just the only person who survived long enough to gain plot relevance the whole campaign. And that's why Zaya was leader. I was the only person with plot, because I was the only person whose character fucking survived long enough to. Till the
I mean,
end, anyway.
Him, Voss is the only guy in that party that lasted more than like 2 levels in Friday.
He's
Yeah,
the
if
only
you
reason
die,
that
the
the
campaign's
party is
completely
generally
changing.
leveling up.
Yeah, like the moment you die, just all plot hooks go out the window, and it's like a restart.
No, that'll be the end of the Enders.
Well, everything
I mean,
must
yeah,
come to an
basically,
end.
if
Unis
Voss,
honest.
if Voss dies, Cameron, there's no way in hell you and Hunter can try to do what the mission is without him. It's just not gonna happen.
Well, you could try. They just probably would
You have
not
anime like
succeed.
little protagonist bullshittery going
I
on though
am the
too.
protagonist.
That's
Get
why
that
I'm
on a
lobbying
t-shirt
for the
and
anime
send it
swordsman
to
fighting
Jasper.
style for you.
I did
And
post
you
art
alone.
what Voss looks like now with the Hell arc going on. If you're interested, he is there. He looks very different.
He's very angry.
He's really angry. He's really mad.
My question is Falben also in hell?
No, and DM told me why, and I'm not gonna mention it. Unless he
I'm
was-
just curious as to where he ended up.
confused leader.
That was just my entire mood as Zaya. Was just like, I just am trying not to die. Thank you.
Cameron, I'll give you a slight hint of where Falben is. Shogun, he died, and he should definitely be in hell, and he's not. Think about why.
Purgatory.
Magic user?
No, it has nothing to do with what's about.
Heaven. Shogun was
No.
secretly lawful good, and now he's in
He-
heaven.
Surprisingly, he was trying to help people, but just in a weird way.
He was
No.
lawful evil with a good twist.
Kinda, yeah.
With a good cinnamony twist.
I actually think he was neutral evil, technically speaking, but he was turning lawful evil as time passed.
Mm.
But, I
I think he's in purgatory.
I'm
He's
gonna
just
shut
in,
up
like,
now
the
because it's
void.
about time for the game to start.
I mean, yeah.
That was 2 minutes ago, actually. Technically 2 minutes and 45 seconds, but who's counting? So, now that the party is finally quieted down and pre-show is over, welcome to the game, everyone. I am, as usual, your host, the Dungeon Master, also known as the Silent Twitch, the Silent Stoner, General Overtime, and Deadman. Welcome to the group. Last time, we left off with the peaceful future. The party had a nice, fun vacation in the city of Roscon, a city ruled by Tabaxi at one time, and now invaded and engulfed in flames from a great red dragon. Upon seeing this, the party made the wise decision to land their airship, which was not totally combustible, with a quick split between Mion and Terias, who would head further into the city to not only check it out, but also manage to scavenge a few things here and there if they could. The rest of the party, i.e. Sigrun, Sarah, and Nick, all headed down but beforehand headed into a sawmill where they found a few level 1 axes, or plus 1 axes. Then finding a mine shaft that looked well trodden with stairs carved into it, they headed deeper down, eventually running into both Mion and Terias, who came down through another tunnel after meeting the kind old tavern keeper Naza. Not the Naza from Ender's campaign in the Isle of Man, but a Rakshasa of sorts. Tabaxi. Yes, she was a Rakshasa. After meeting with her and heading down deeper into the caves, they would run into another very unique character, a jester of sorts by the name of Bahadu, who they would find operating a small smithy out of a great worm who had been chained down. Upon offering his services, a few of the party members gained some very valuable magic items, as well as some intel and a task or two here and there. After a little scare, which you'll have to go watch the episode to find out what exactly happened, the party managed to find themselves on their way away from the city with the Red Dragon invasion and heading further northwest, heading straight for the Drowlands after traveling for about 2 miles away from the city to avoid the Red Dragon's ire, or its attention in general. Demon Tiger, you're not wrong. Actually, yeah, you're very wrong, but we won't go into that. Anyways, this session, we come back to the party having traveled for about 2 days in this Zeppelin, The DM has prepared a special thing for today and has Death of a Hero ready to play in the background for when we have another almost TPK today, as I'm calling it now. Thank you all for joining us. I bring you the peaceful future. Alright. After about a day and a half, you lot have been on this Zeppelin, working away, training, practicing. In the midst of such things, the party unfortunately finds themselves staring far off. I want the entire party to give me a perception check, a DC 15, please.
Passive perception beats it.
That does not what I asked, so please, again,
Alright.
give me a roll. If I ask you if your passive perception is high enough.
25.
21.
Okay. Thank you.
We got 3 successes.
And we're waiting on Sigrun.
Oh,
There we go.
I fucked up.
Mm.
I got a error. What does that mean? Uh-oh.
Suddenly Sigrun explodes, destroying the entire world in a black hole.
21.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm drinking age now.
As the party, looking off, watching the landscape pass by, about what you'd guesstimate a mile out in front of you in the direction you're heading, what looks to be a lot of moving objects are able to be seen. It's blurry at this range, but you can definitely tell there are a large mass of creatures either fighting or gathering in a violent format. As you see a clash between what, as you get closer to finally guesstimate to be 2, maybe 3 large armies fighting each other, with, well, one fighting the other 3, having been circled and cut off from any escape.
Oh, that's where we are. Okay. Okay.
Any rumors about what would have been happening as we passed through the one town?
A while back, you guys would have known, or it was pretty well known before you even started on this adventure, that Tautler had began his crusade, as some were calling it, into the High Elven lands after genociding and wiping out what was left of the gnomes.
Alright, Nick's gonna look at Terios and say, let's go up a bit higher out of bow range. And probably gun range.
Terias looks at you and goes, we're well above any bow.
We're good, let's just keep going.
Okay. So as you lot continue on your route, getting closer and closer, you can see it is definitely a large army of what looks to be a mixture of Dragonborn, holding in a perimeter against what you can now see as some sort of elven. From up here, it's kind of hard to tell if they're high elves or mountain elves, but they definitely are some sort of elf. As well, attacking them from the north, as well as what looks to be 2 southern armies, one being a bunch of what you can immediately tell are turtles and dwarves with very little armor on them. And then the third army being a proper dwarven army attacking. You do notice that there is a in this case, 5th force coming up from the south, what looks to be a bunch of Dragonborn or Dragonkin. From this distance, it's hard to make out. God damn it. You are not... This is not portable high ground, motherfucker. No, we're not going into this discussion. I will nuke you from space. I have something for that.
Well, they're probably gonna get eaten, at least some of them, so let's keep moving. We're not stopping for this shit. That's a shit show we don't need to be a part in.
I hate you for that. Let me check something real quick for Terias Zeppelin, because we do need to make sure of something, and I need to see some ranges real quick.
Only thing that I'm gonna do is have my bow at the ready, because I can shoot for 600 feet, which will give a good
Yeah.
range in the air if any of those are Dragonkin that decide to fly at us.
No, most of the Dragonkin who are flying are staying lower to the ground. It seems that they're kind of focused on what's going on. You do see they are forming lines with what looks to be some sort of musket-like device, or something of the sort. It's a long wooden object that they're pointing at one of the enemy armies, and are firing in lines, one after another. Does this thing even... This gets no bonus... Okay, I'm gonna have, since Sarah is running Terias today, go ahead and give me a dex saving throw for the Zeppelin. It's just a d20, because there's no bonuses.
Just a d20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's about to be very bad.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, because I can't see the Zeppelin from
It's fine. I'll
Yeah, I
had
rage
time
and
to
then I'll have
attune to the
resistance
helm,
to bludgeoning.
teleportation.
Oh, no.
Would I have had time to attune to the helm of
Yes,
teleportation?
but...
Alright, I'm gonna make sure I have that ready.
Okay. As the Zeppelin continues to... It's at this point, you can roughly gauge that you're around 700 feet from the ground. I mean, you're really high off the ground. This, as Terias follows Nick's recommendation of staying out of bow range, without bow range. You do notice that the Dragonkin army that you're starting to recognize from your time in the Dragonkin lands, or in the multi-dimension, are carrying what looks to be a very giant iron like object, almost like a bell, like a really long bell. And as Nick, because I think you have the highest passive for perception, as you look down, you see it's pointed at you, kind of. It's upside down, at least, which is very strange. And then you see black smoke kind of puff up from it. And a moment goes by, and then suddenly you hear a crash as all of you look over to the center of the ship. There's now a hole about 10 feet wide in it.
Son of a...
And it's on fire.
Thaumaturgy to put the fire out.
That's fine. Let me roll the damage real quick. R2d6 plus another 2d6. Wow. That did a lot less damage. So it takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage and 1 point of fire damage.
And I instantly put the fire out.
Okay. Yeah, so,
Thaumaturgy.
however, the ship is now on 193 in 189 HP.
Fly for freedom! Well,
And at that same mention, 5 more cannons are fired straight up.
Anything we can do to counter...
Anybody counterspell cannonball? No?
Earth
Alright.
Elemental to cover the
No,
hole.
but I can't stop one of them. It's
How
just a
big
very
are
dumb
the
way.
shots being fired? I have a javelin I could throw at it.
They're pretty good sized cannonballs. So they're about 3 feet in diameter overall.
Basically, unless we can hit it with something of equal mass, it's not gonna stop.
So it takes 38 points from that, and then it's going to be the same thing again for the fire damage real quick. This is about to hurt real bad. So that's 38, 42, that's still less than what the thing has for health.
80. That's 80. God, my math is bad.
Will we have people on board to repair it, like
Nope.
robot people?
The Zeppelin falls to 110 HP. You have a moment. It's going to take them about a minute to reload those cannons.
Higher, out of range.
Terias takes the nod and starts floating higher and higher, but you notice that one of the balloons is slightly deflated. It is a slow movement at this point.
I'm gonna prep at the edge with my staff of the glutton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, I can probably stop one of them with some acid, but it's not gonna do much. We need to figure out something. If we can each deflect one, that'll at least reduce a lot of the damage we're taking while we get away.
True.
Sigrun's gonna, using a charge from her axe, summon that earth elemental.
Okay.
Which I haven't actually myself done. I know Troy did. When it gets summoned, the earth elemental, she's gonna look at it, and be like, "Friend, I need you to help me with deflecting the meteors. You are made of rock, yes?
It
If
takes
you can,
it takes the
take it."
shape of the dwarf that was in the axe, and it
Oh.
nods and goes and covers one of the holes in the ship.
All right.
There's still 5 more holes, but it's covering one of them now.
Should I use the charge from the pickaxe to summon another earth elemental guy?
Do it however you want.
The
I
ship
don't
is
care.
getting weighed down, though. I will mention.
I wouldn't recommend it because if we get too much heavier, we're gonna be moving slower.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it'll stay with the one, and then I'll have my javelin prepped just in case I can throw
I'm
it
rolling
and
this
like
for
I
my
don't know,
shirt.
Okay.
deflect the.
I'm gonna.
I will say that the Zeppelin, since you guys have been riding on it for a while, does only move 60 feet per round, which, while fast, is not. Most people can launch cannons at that rate. Yes.
Question. For my rings thing, is it a action or bonus action to speak the command?
For
And
your witch
how long-
what?
Is it the ring of growth?
It's not.
It
It is an action to cast the spell. Yes, that comes with it.
Oh, so the spell is concentration, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Nick is
Okay.
gonna look to me and be like, "Do you have anything you can do to stop one of them?"
I
A knife thrower. What do you want me to do?
You also said you were good with spells.
Yes,
alright,
Sigrun?
I want to.
Illusion?
Sigrun's going to wait until the cannons fire
Okay.
because I don't know what the action economy is to cast that spell, enlarge,
Mhm.
and since it'll also enlarge her javelin, with the spell she'll use the enlarged javelin to hit one of the cannonballs and try to deflect it, or at
Okay.
least slow its momentum.
Okay. I will mention this
So
isn't.
she's like crouched at the edge.
Okay. I will mention this isn't destroying the magic item. For those wondering, this is just going to cause it to deactivate if it does drop to 0 HP.
I'm gonna
Yes, which
be
you know,
unmoving at
not
the
many
edge
will
afterwards.
survive.
and I'll have teleportation ready,
Okay.
so I will be able to get all of us out of here.
Okay. Well, assuming everyone's holding on to you and willing,
I am.
as
I'm gonna be like,
me
"Be
on there.
close enough that that I can grab you."
Sarah, what about you?
Yeah, I'll be standing near Nick. The only thing she has is the lightning
Okay.
cannon
Nick,
thing.
The
So
reason I rolled a D20 was Nick is gonna look and be like, "Lightning gets hot enough to possibly melt a hole in one that might stop it from flying as fast.
Sure.
It could also
that's not
end up
how-
deforming it so it won't crash into us as hard."
that's not quite how physics works, but sure.
It's
Is it physics?
his best.
Terios, we need
Terias gets really excited at the mention of physics.
Terios, we need to back with physics.
We need more physics. Get in here.
He is still flying the plane. Someone has to keep on the wheel, otherwise it will deactivate the item.
Mm-hmm.
He has
Or
to
we can
continue
just-
flying.
Or I'll look at him. Or we can just flee the way that I'm about to do, and deactivate. And while we're falling, this'll hurt like hell.
Meaning we all
But
do
we'll
it near
survive.
Terios to grab him right before we teleport.
Yeah.
And at that mention, 6 more cannons go flying up.
Alright, it's a Terios.
Alright.
Go ahead, Sarah, and give me another d20 for the dex save for the.
I'm
Zeppelin.
acid splashing one of them.
That's fine. That's again. Give me a minute to ask. Roll that again, please.
Please, no.
If you confirm today, that'd be great.
If the ship confirms.
Nope,
No.
barely. As the ship will be taking double damage. Give me a moment. Yes.
Oh boy.
I
I didn't know if any of our things triggered yet.
It will upon the cannons firing. I want to make sure I'm
Oh.
registering damage. Give me a second. Well, this is about to be bad. Give me a second.
Hey, 69.
yeah, I'm holding on to
Yeah,
this.
that's over 0.
Yeah, so I'm going to set, cause, well, it was 111 HP, so, yeah, that's well over. Even destroying the cannonballs, you realize that this is going to be a pointless bout as 2 of them fall to the ground. Sigrun, since you held an action to throw a javelin, go ahead and make an attack at disadvantage, because you're aiming at a moving
Okay.
cannonball.
Alright,
Meanwhile, I just. did the
alright,
same
let me
thing.
get
I
my
held
dice.
unmoving
Where's
held
my
2
dice?
actions. One for acid, one for
Okay.
teleport.
I'm
So
not-
If it
Don't
does
worry,
hit-
Cameron,
if
I'll
it
get to you.
does hit, my javelin does an extra d4 damage because I'm enlarged right now,
Okay, good to hear.
which is great.
The cannonball does have HP. I do have the listing here.
Okay, I figured you did. Okay, so that's.
You only get the one javelin attack.
Ah, that was a good roll. So I got a 12 to hit.
As your javelin goes flying down, you
But
hear...
Question.
Yes.
I'm not able to do reckless attack because
No.
it can't really hit me back. No.
Nope.
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
As the as the javelin goes flying, missing the moving cannonball, you hear down below someone scream and yelp as they get skewered by a javelin that just comes flying at them from 700 feet in the
I killed
air.
one of them. I took one of
It's
them.
It's going
It's
terminal
giant.
velocity at that point too, so
Wait,
you're doing more than
because-
just damage to one
Yeah,
person.
that's well. No, it only hit one
Because
person.
I'm,
They're dead though.
Because Sigrun's size category just went up by one, and the weapon grew to fit that. So yeah, that's a fucking big ass javelin.
Mm-hmm.
That's a railway spike.
All right. Nick, you said you were gonna hold your action to Acid Splash.
Yeah, since I'm not moving, I was holding two actions.
Well, it's not. I'm not worried about the teleportation. I was more interested in the acid.
Yeah, acid splash, trying to get it. I'll try and spread it out as much as I can to get as many as I can, but and still have it be effective.
Let me
Guys, I
check
missed,
something.
but I still think I killed someone. Is that a
Good
good
job.
thing?
As
Good
the
job.
ship continues
Make
to
acid
rock.
Want me just to roll the
Alright.
2d6 damage it'll deal?
No, the cannonball does have the advantage on a dex save
Why does a cannon?
because it's moving at terminal fucking velocity up at you. Yeah, I'm gonna say that succeeds because your DC to hit for them to save is a 12, so they do save and get. Alright, the cannonball is missed as the acid goes flying past it.
We all suck at
Destroying the entirety of the ship. You hear it crack, crinkle, and suddenly as the two blimps pop, there's nothing underneath your feet as the ship simply shrinks down into Terias's hands.
Where's Sarah in relation to me?
You all were standing next to each other, minus Terias, who was on the other side of the ship.
Okay.
Holding on to your life.
Question
Yes.
out of character. No one has anything to stop us from falling, right?
I do. It's just gonna.
You know
might
who
not
had?
lose.
Okay.
You know who had slow fall? The character not with us.
Shogun?
Can
Okay.
this is
I
gonna
have an
suck?
idea.
Yeah.
But let me check something real quick.
Well, I would like
Mm-hmm.
Sarah. Sigrun would probably like to, depending on how close Sarah is, to grab her
Mm-hmm.
to like shield her, and if I have the time, to bonus action rage before we're crashing to get that bludgeoning resistance,
You're
whatever.
gonna get 7 rounds as you're falling, so you're
Oh,
falling
well, then she
700 feet
probably-
right now at rapid.
Okay, I
Oh.
need to look.
Then she'd probably
okay.
wait till they're
I
about
don't
to
have to be.
impact.
I don't have to be within touch range for teleportation. I just need to be within 10 feet of everybody.
You are not. Terias is 40 feet from you.
I'm gonna try and wave
Earth
Terias
elemental
over,
hit
and
us.
I'm gonna pitch him my rope to yank him over.
Wait,
Well,
actually-
okay, you know what? I'll let you do that. Give me
Pitch
an...
him one end of my rope. One end.
Yeah,
not-
no, I got that. Give me an athletics check to see if you can manage to throw the rope far enough. 1 sec, Sigrun.
Is
That's
One
an
sec.
11.
Yeah, okay.
The rope goes flying straight up in the air and doesn't go more than a foot in front of you as you are falling at such a high
And-
velocity.
I mage hand the rope and drag it to Terry.
It's mage hand concentration.
Is it?
I don't.
You
think
should know your
so.
spells, buddy. Come on now. It says
Can't
it.
banish for you say. No.
It says no? Okay.
It doesn't say anything about concentration.
Alright, so as the rope is pulled over to Terias, he will grab it.
I pass it off to Sigrun. Yank him.
All right. Is my
Oh.
earth elemental still alive? Like falling, by the way.
Yeah, the earth elemental's gone. You can't even see it at this point.
It's a cannonball. Just
If you are down there before us and alive, try to catch us.
crush one of them.
It's
Crush one of them.
you okay, you know what? We're not discussing the science behind this. Go ahead. So
And
yes.
I will,
Go ahead and try and
yeah,
make a
pull
pull.
the rope.
Give me
With
a
what, strength?
yeah, strength check.
Hang on, let me check something. Because I think the spell advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Yep, because of the enlarge.
Okay.
And then, so.
Heave.
Heave ho. Hoist the colors. You guys are the worst
So
pirate
let's
crew.
See. I think that's a 21 strength. But let me clarify. Yeah, 21 strength check.
Yeah, you managed to
Take
pull Terios
them.
pretty easily over to you, as you all are now next to each other within 5 feet in a nice big cluster.
Nick, go.
Grips onto his herbalism kit that he got from his mother at home. There's no place like home. Teleporting to his house.
Okay,
Oh, God.
give me a
Me to
House
the
minute.
front
party.
yard.
Give me 2 seconds real quick. I need to look
I
at
have an
something.
associated object.
No, I know. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm grabbing something from my documents.
It would be nice if at least one of us could fly. Maybe we should work on that in the future.
Yo, I think I know a guy who sells magic wings. We can work on that.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
So you do have an
Tentacles.
associated object, so you will be on target. Okay. God, I hate this fucking table thing. Doesn't work properly. Okay. So it's a 1 to 100 without fail of a possibility. All right. So as you find yourselves falling to your deaths, as you are getting closer and closer, about 400 feet from the ground, you can start to make out the army as they are still shooting cannons up at you, trying to hit you as moving targets. The stone golem or the rock golem smashes into one of the cannons, causing it to erupt and explode, killing 3 men, and causing fires and severe burns on others. You suddenly find yourselves slamming into the ground in the Nordic lands or Tiefling lands. Apologies, I keep forgetting. Nick's from the
colonies,
Tiefling
yeah.
lands. Yes. You find yourself slamming into these broken and burnt-looking yard. You all will still be taking, because you did fall about 300 feet, so you're still gonna take damage. Give me a
My
Do I
moment.
drink's
have a
dead,
chance
probably.
to rage before impact or no?
I'm gonna say no. I don't know why you would rage at falling.
To reduce bludgeoning
Because
damage.
I'm fucking pissed they killed the ship. How fucking dare
Okay.
they? I have a
It's a
mission
good
to do,
reason.
goddammit.
Okay.
Now I'm going to be late. There are going to be delays.
Okay, so I'm gonna say okay, so that's that. So that would be roughly okay. Oh god, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, it will, but it wouldn't be as much damage as if we fell 700 feet.
I'm just gonna use a rough count. So you each take. No, I'm kidding. No, the actual calculation roughly comes out to 150 points of damage each. That you take as you slam into the ground
I
hard.
think we're all down.
Yeah.
We're all
That pretty
passed
much
out, my
ends
friend.
the
Yeah,
entire
unless I
party.
got raging, no.
No, yeah, that falls unconscious. I was thinking, I figured as much because I think on the minimum,
150 or 15?
150.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flap.
So as each
My
of
drink
you
goes poof.
find yourselves suddenly slamming into the ground, eyes rolling back into your head, light falling out, breath expelling from you.
Royce, do my
I
health
think I broke
potions
a rib.
on me shatter and heal me?
No, that is not how healing potions work, sadly.
Damn.
As you all slam and fall unconscious, everything goes suddenly silent for each of you. About 2 days later, actually, I'm gonna have you each give me a d20 roll to see who wakes up first. So,
Oh yeah, is this like a con save check?
nope, just a
Well, I'm
straight d20.
definitely
7.
Oh, well, Sarah's not.
Wow, Jesus,
10.
guys.
I got a 7.
Okay, Sigrun,
Yay!
barely
I'm the
passing the
best person to wake
DC.
up first.
Jesus, guys. As you all, or as, Sigrun, you're not sure how much time has passed as you finally find yourself awoken, in this kind of log-like cabin, that has been built. You find yourself kind of sitting there, a deep, couch that you're laid out on. You see the others are kind of spread out on small, what looks to be simple cots, with hay for bedding, with blankets wrapping them, and what looks to be little towels soaked in water covering their heads. Each of them fall or seem to be still unconscious, but yet breathing. The log cabin seems very simple. You see a simple wood stove set up, a tea kettle that's kind of blowing out steam right now. And you see an old lady sitting in a little rocking chair. She looks somewhat tiefling-like, but also having a lot more human features. And she takes a second. She's knitting. She kind of looks over at you and goes, "Oh, you're awake. I was worried that you would not be feeling too well." And she looks over at you and goes,
It was only 300 footfall. It's fine.
She takes a minute at that and goes,
As Sigrid says that she's starting to stand up from whatever cot she's on, quick item check. Are any missing?
No.
Like any of at least important ones? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sigrid, as she says, just was 300 footfall. She just like casually stands up, does a pat down, seems content.
As you kind of pat yourself down, she kind of sets a couple of drinks out on the table, and she says, "Just drink one. I'm gonna go get the my kids real quick. If you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind watching over the others and drink that, it'll help you
Of
out."
course not.
And
Thank you. I appreciate your generosity.
she
I shall
nods.
take a mug, or cup, or whatever.
As she gets up,
Goblet.
Sigrun, give me a perception check.
Con save. No.
No.
I was waiting for a con save, to be honest.
Perception check.
Mhm.
I didn't say I drank
So
it
was
yet. 15.
Okay, 15. So as you look over, you do know she has, on her clothing on the back of her, as you kind of get a better look at this woman, she is definitely, something's off, and catches your eye pretty quick. She's very short, clean cut, almost military cut white hair, deep crimson skin with bright green eyes, she's about 4 foot tall, and you'd guess probably closer to 100 pounds than 150, but it's kind of hard to tell given you're not familiar with tiefling anatomy. She's also she's not hunched over like a woman of her age should be, like you're expecting. So either this woman is military background or she's got more to her.
Can I, before I take a sip of the drink, can I smell it and see if I identify anything, like, familiar smelling? Like the
'Cause the
smell
one
of the
who's
poison
immune to
I've been
poison.
carrying?
Immune to
Well,
poison?
if she
Yeah.
drinks it, I'm not going to be effective, but if you guys drink it, you guys will die. So she's trying to identify for your sake if this is going to kill you guys before she taste tests.
If you have identify, you can use that. Otherwise, you can use your you can do a perception, or you can do a medicine check if you're trying to be for specifically poison.
Let me, where is my, I'll do a perception, because she's trying to compare the smell, like, to the berries or, like, the poison she bought from the store. Like, if it's a similar, like, acidic or toxic, like, smell.
Okay.
Or, like, probably identify whatever plant shit's in there. I assume she'd know some stuff.
Okay.
That's a 14.
Yeah, you don't recognize this plant, but it's definitely not one you've smelled before.
Okay, she shrugs, takes the drink, throws it back.
Okay, give me a moment to find the information.
Constitution saving throws.
Instantly kills any boars who drink it. What a shame.
No, you heal for
Oh,
52 points of HP back.
nice. Let me add that.
She kind of leaves, and you see a couple of strange books on her shelf. You don't really read much, I imagine, Sigrun.
No, probably
Okay.
not. Most of her, life was like hands-on experience and learning.
While you're kind of drinking, you do notice a few of the books with that perception do have a silver plate on them and seem to have like a music note almost kind of put into them.
She'll look at that because it's less of a reading and it looks more like something that would be like a family crest or something of like note.
Okay.
So she's gonna inspect that to see if it's familiar because I'm sure being in the war and like fighting some stuff, she'd had maybe some basic knowledge of like figures, like being with the wolves and stuff, like
Sure.
a family crest, maybe not of names.
Give
so
me a
she's
history
gonna
check.
put that down. All right, history check time. I have a -1, guys. This is gonna go good. 2.
So good news is, while you don't recognize the sigil, as you kind of pop it open to look at in it, thinking that this might be actually something of a family lineage, and being of your own background, you a little curiosity here and there has never hurt you when learning about other nobles. You kind of flip through the book, and you see on the front a page. It reads in common, "To my dearest Galser. I wish you well and hope that this cabin and these lands suit you well. The previous owners have decided to move on. At my graces, I have granted this land in exchange for the profit to them." And it says at the very bottom, for my daughter and forever being remembered. And then it cuts off there.
Galser. That's a woman. Tiefling names, I don't understand them. And she's just like kind of looking it over, mulling it over. Like, I assume is that just the note, or is there like another book part?
As you flip through, most of the book shows pictures of random tieflings that have different names that you've never heard of. One does finally catch your attention at the very end. It does say Tikva Silversong, which you recognize from your time in the war, as one of the leading warriors, and now the empress of the Silversong Empire and Alliance.
Oh yeah. She's very familiar with that name.
And she seems to have the same name as the one she addressed in this book. Spelled exactly the same. After a few minutes, while you're looking through the book and enjoying your cup of tea, the woman comes back with a young man, and you see the young man just kind of enjoying themselves as seems to be making a joke or something and laughing. And then he takes a moment and kind of looks over at you, and kind of inspecting you a bit. Yeah, he's a little confused. As you take a look at him, his hair is unlike the other woman's. Is much more fiery red, and his skin is more of a deeper crimson than hers. But they seem to share very similar color and skin. He also looks a little younger, but he is actually around now about 5 feet tall, roughly, from what you can tell. He is definitely pretty skinny for his height. You can catch on for that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And he kind of takes a moment to look at you and goes, "So this is the woman you are hiding yourself from." And he looks at Sigrun and goes, "Allow me to introduce myself. I am Burr of House Silversong."
Burr of House Silversong. That, not sure I'm familiar with your name, but I know very well of the Silversong name. And with that, she, like, closes the book with a quiet, snap when you do it. She's like, yes, I, served in the, war, helping the Tieflings not too long ago, Dragon's Gate and all that. I assume you are related to, the Empress herself, then?
You see as the woman he calls Galser, suddenly her figure changes from looking like this old, wrinkled woman to a much younger and much more muscular woman. This is a woman who definitely has seen combat and has spent many days training to be physically stronger.
Instant respect from Sigrun.
She does have a bow. You also know suddenly appears on her back that was seemed to be magically drawn at all times that catches your eye. And Burr looks at you again as Galser goes about continuing to water the unconscious who are still laying on their cots, breathing heavily, many in a cold sweat. And Burr kind of looks at Sigrun and goes, "Yes, I'm her adopted son, and that is my sister. We're not really crown royalty, but we are part of the family." As he,
but what does that matter as long as you have the spirit? Yes, now that you mention it, I think I remember some of the Tiefling troops gossiping about the, stir it caused to have, adopted, former slaves or something like that? I don't know. Gossip isn't really my thing, But when people talk so loud in the tents, it's, you know, you have no choice but to listen. Anyway, it is a pleasure to meet you. I don't know how we got here. One of my comrades teleported us here from was going to be a 700-foot fall. I think it was like 300 feet. Yeah, it wasn't the best.
He nods and goes, "Yes, we recognize Nick Wheelwright. His picture of him and his mother were on the wall before she moved out." And he looks over and sees Nick groaning and says, "Smother that one a little harder, please." And then looks back over at Sigrid and goes, "Yes, we were in the battlefield. We actually helped take down the High King and Tenim himself. We were in the throne room when the battle began, and before the High King was killed, we joined up with the King of Dragonsgate, now Kurgan, to go fight the High Queen herself. And God, was that a terrible decision to make. Kurgan showed up, she got mad, and we ran."
Hey, Kurgan did great.
He did. They didn't.
Kurgan did the best he could do.
They were level 8.
We're all basically
Still,
Yeah.
to face those foes, to win, or to at least survive to tell the tale, must be extraordinary. I sadly didn't have the pleasure of facing such mighty foes, but I think I had my fair body count on the battlefield. Whoever can argue can talk to me about that. And she gives a hearty laugh out loud as she says that, and like puts the book away where she pulled it from. You know, in that area, wherever is book put away.
As you reshelf the book, Burr kind of sits down and says, "Well, it will be a few days before your compatriots probably come to fully. Most are lucky to be alive. When we found you on our front porch, I gotta admit, it was a little bit weird to find such a diverse party."
Oh, yes, we come from all sorts of walks, although, you know, maybe no more walking anymore for some of these people. Might end up crippled after something like that, you know.
He nods.
Me, no, I could take it easy, but I am a bit concerned for my allies here. What state are they in exactly? And she kind of wanders over to look at everyone.
You see
Like glancing over them.
You see as Galcer continues to kind of treat with some of them, walking over to Nick and shoving cloth over his mouth to keep him quiet. And you see she puts a strange little like orange berry into his mouth and kind of forces him to chew. And she kind of smiles up and goes, "Well, they'll live. Probably won't want to walk for the next day or two. What were you doing to fall? You left a dent in our front yard, you know that?"
Oh, well, we were in our flying ship thing heading towards, I think it was the Drowlands, and we were over some people, elves, I think, I don't know. They shot cannons at us, and the ship deactivated. We started falling. It was funny, though. You know, I have this item that lets me grow in size, and I went to hit a cannonball with a javelin and missed, but I struck a dude, and I killed them. And my rock elemental friend blew up one of their cannons, killed a bunch of them. It was quite a joy. I was almost hoping I would crush them, you know, in my size. But I guess it's better I didn't, and I'm here now. It would have been an inconvenient, what is the word in common? Detour, if that had happened, to meet up with my party.
Galcer kind of looks very both amused and concerned. And you see Burr kind of chuckling in the background as he looks over. He goes, "And I thought the group known as Rejected Potential was chaotic. But,
We surpassed that.
you mentioned you mentioned elves. Were you over the battle that's going on with Toutler's army? He's been trying to genocide to the north."
Yes, I think that is the one. Yes,
it's-
that one. We were very high up, and we weren't even going to stop, but they got mad at us and firing, and I guess they are just lucky boars cannot fly, because, you know, I wasn't too pleased about their treatment of our ship. I hope it's not broken. I mean, traveling by foot these days is... Ugh.
You know what they say, when scroffe fly, as Burr kind of turns back to his drink for a minute. So you have about a day, Sigrun, of really nothing to do, as these lot are pretty much still unconscious. Most of them, or a few of them, keeping a fever right now. As Galser
Wow.
continues to take care of them. What would you like to do, Sigrun?
So does Galser seem pretty occupied, busy all the time?
Her and Burr seem to continue to trade off between who is taking care of the the people.
When Galster gets like her break off, I assume Sigrun was just kind of sitting around doing whatever, maybe checking gear and make sure it wasn't busted. She'd probably approach Galser, and be like, "When you get a moment, you seem like the type who'd be good for this. I would like to potentially do a spar. I am a bit worried the fall might have, I don't know, pulled something, broke something. I'm used to that. I just want to make sure I'm in good condition before we set off. If I'm not, these people here, they'll die surely without me."
She looks at you and nods, and she begins to take off the sweater she has on, as she kind of like pulls it above her head, and she's wearing a full-on leather, what do you call it? A leather chest piece. And you can see scars across it, scratches everywhere, and you can. Whereas her arms are all very mangled and scarred up. You can definitely see this is a woman who works out probably more than you do, Sigrun. And
I
that's
am
saying
impressed.
something. And Burr kind of looks over at you both and goes, "And I'm the guy," and goes back to working on stuff or working with them.
We could do it outside. We won't disrupt you. Don't worry. I'm good at not breaking things most of the time. And then she like throws a laugh at Galser as she says that.
Galser kind of doesn't really smile and goes, "I'd be more worried about breaking you," as she opens the door and ushers for you to go out.
Oh no, I've been broken many times and I always seem to fix myself. Honestly, to get broken by what is it, children of Tikva Silversong, go for a good story. I fought Galser and I got out alive. Tavern tales. She's walking outside as she says this.
She nods and then is going to... One sec, I'm just grabbing her character sheet. AFK for a sec, but listening. Alright, no issues. Give me one moment to grab something for this.
Level 20 character sheet.
No, she's not level 20. She's only level 9.
Hey, potential chance? Maybe.
Yeah.
Level 5, 4 level difference.
No, she's not she's not far off.
Did I get a short or long rest before the spark period? I wasn't sure how
Yes,
long it was. Or
you
is this
would.
okay. Have gotten a short rest?
Yeah.
Or long rest? Okay, let me take that short rest. Okay, 1d12 plus 5. Let me roll
I
that.
somehow doubt that's going to be the case in this situation. Holy shit, that's gonna be fun. Okay. Alright.
Oh. Wait, why didn't that roll?
What? Oh, because you gotta put a space between the two.
Oh. I forgot for the double ones. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Alright. 17. I healed 17. It's fine.
Alright. As you step out with her, she kind of pops her neck, and then...
at 69 HP.
Oh god. She looks at you and goes...
Nice.
"Well, the weak ones always go first," as she smiles at you, pulling her 2 daggers out.
Oh, yes, of course. As Sigrun has her axe ready, that's why I'm more than happy to let you go. And she smiles.
She nods and charges up to you, and she's immediately going to take her first action. Does a 27 hit you?
Oh, yes, that would hit me. That is
You
would hit
take
me.
11 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, and this is not magical, right? Just normal?
Yeah, this is just normal. Oh no, these are. This is
Weakness,
magical. This is magical because this is her. These are magic weapons that she's using.
So, divine or just arcane magic?
Yeah, just arcane.
What's half of 11? You do the
5.
round it down or round it up?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, always round down.
Got it.
All right.
All right.
And then using her second dagger, she does a 12 hit you. Oh, well, that's a natural
No.
one. Let me see if she.
Oh.
Okay, she did not.
She just knocks herself out.
She did not knock herself out. Okay.
That would have been fucking funny.
She also then, using her bonus action, is going to go ahead and put Hunter's Mark on you.
Oh, I forgot she's a ranger. This will be
Yeah,
fun.
and that is the end of her turn. You're up, Sigrun.
All right. My turn. I am going to rage, obviously.
Okay.
Bonus action rage. I don't think I have my charges back yet because I haven't long rested, so that's fine. Rage to do. Hang on, let me just mark it off.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus action. So she's right up on my grill, right? 5
Yep.
feet.
Yep.
I am going to not move then because I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to first attack. Yeah, I would like to reckless attack right off the bat, so I'll get advantage
Okay.
for my attacks this turn, but she'll get advantage next turn, which is fine. So, first attack. I would get 4 total, right? Because I'm not moving. And
Yes,
I get 2
correct.
attacks per turn.
Mhm.
All right, just making sure I have the amount right before I
Yep.
start rolling. All right, let's do this. Double-handed axe. I'm ready to not kill, but kill in a sense.
You're ready to
Alright.
whack.
I'm ready to whack. Okay,
Kinky.
so this is the first one with advantage. Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit.
Okay,
That's
let me
one hit.
just. I'll copy
I
paste
got-
this one next time.
Yeah, I can keep track. Don't worry of how many times you
Okay.
hit, so you can roll damage at the end.
Yep. Okay, so first one, second one with advantage.
That hits.
That would be yep. This will be the third one with advantage. 14 plus 10, or yeah.
14 plus
plus
10.
10.
That hits. Yep. Got one
And
more.
then the fourth one with advantage. 12.
That does not hit, so you get 3.
Okay. 3. So let me roll that damage. So 1d10. So do you want me to just roll them all as one or roll
Yeah,
them separate?
just roll them all as
I-
one.
3d10
Okay.
plus
3d10 plus 7 times 3.
that's
21.
21?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what I thought. And then I'll roll my
32 points of damage.
zealot
okay.
damage. Divine Fury. It's on only 1 attack per turn, I
Okay.
believe.
So you roll once.
Yep, first creature you hit on each of your turns. Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Been a while since I actually did Sigurd in combat for myself, so I'm like, what is all this?
It's been 1
Alright,
week.
so radiant damage.
Alright.
Listen, it's been a long week. But yeah, if it
Okay.
matters, it's radiant damage.
Alright.
Then yeah, that'll be my turn as she wields the axe and then stands in guarded position.
As you kind of slash, recklessly attacking, Galsair's taken aback by your ferocity for a moment, as you manage to strike her 3 times, watching as her armor starts to get a little torn up, and she kind of laughs for a moment, and then looks at you and goes, okay. And she is immediately going to cast...
Oh yeah.
Yes?
I was just gonna mention during the Divine Fury, the wolf chest tattoo would have shown.
Okay.
I don't know if she knows anything about the
Mm-mm.
wolves or anything like that, but yes. Or what if it matter? Just it's a visual thing. I'd comment on.
Okay.
Alright, now proceed with killing me.
She is going to go ahead and actually, here we go. She's going to continue to kind of shove up on you and continue attacking you, as she's now going to get 4 attacks as well. Does a 24 hit?
24 does hit.
Okay, so that's the first one. Does a 26 hit?
26 does hit.
Alright, and
I
then
gave her
a
advantage
16?
on all of these.
Oh, that's right, it does.
No.
So that's,
Oh.
okay, 17, does that hit?
17's on armor.
So that's a no.
So
And then,
no.
so for her last one, does a 21 hit?
yeah, so again, 3 of 4 hit, just like
Yep.
mine.
Alright, you're going to take 14 piercing damage from the first.
So let's see. Wait, that's magical.
Yes,
And
arcane.
then do I take the? Okay, so don't do the rage slashing resistance, right? I just do the arcane one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought. So 7 and then
Another 6.
6.
And then for
Yep.
her last one, 13, which it halved is 6.
All right.
And
I've taken the damage.
just checking for her bonus
Still-
action.
Still didn't get a long rest too. I'm not even at full HP for
No.
this.
Okay. She ends. Oh, thank you for reminding me of
Oh
Hellish
yeah.
or of Hunter's Mark damage. Appreciate
Yep,
that.
I figured I would.
Which
So
is
easily
also
forgettable.
arcane, if I
that's
recall.
her
right?
third level spell. Yep. So that is. You can maintain on. Okay, up to 8 hours. Okay, so you take another 6 points of damage. So that's 3.
All right.
Yep. All right, and that is the end of her turn.
All right.
She just smiles and
I-
waits for you.
I'm checking the what was that? I'm trying to check where did I just put that? I think it's the feature strength. The reckless, because I want to know if I could do it again.
Mhm.
On the first attack on your turn, you can say, yeah, I guess I'll attack recklessly again.
Okay.
Because I feel like my damage output is better than the one I've been getting in from her having advantage.
Okay.
So 4 attacks with advantage again is what Sigrun's gonna go for. So first attack
That
does
hits.
a 19 hit.
Yep,
All right. A 23,
that hits.
a
That hits.
27,
hmm
and then final one, a 27.
That
again.
also hits. Yep.
All right. So that's 4 d10s this time. That's a bonus. And then that's 28, right, for the +7 bonus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
I know basic multiplication.
I would hope so.
So that's 48, and then I'll roll the Divine Fury as the snarling wolf tattoo in her chest suddenly glows and reveals itself.
Okay.
And I hit 4.
And
Radiant
at the
damage.
end of that, she is gonna hellish rebuke you. So give me a dex save.
Lucky for me, I get advantage on those because I'm raging.
Good thing.
All right. And
Hunter-
it's fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
1d20 plus, what is my dex save? +2. I get advantage on this. That'll be 16.
You succeed. So you'll be taking half damage. So that is 8 points of fire damage.
Does it reduce again because of the arcane thing or no?
Do you what's your resistance?
My resistance for the racial thing is to any arcane magic, and then vulnerability to any divine.
Yeah. So you would have it again. So that's 4.
All right. Nice. All right, yeah. And then let's see what I have for bonus actions, just to check. I could rage again mid-fight. No, yeah, I'll end my turn there.
Okay.
The flames engulf Sigrun's fur, and her tough hide seems unaffected as she still stands
Some
ready
singed
to fight.
hair.
Mm-hmm.
Smells a little bit like, cooked pork, but just a little.
Bacon.
All right. She continues to charge at you, not backing down from a challenge. She's going to take her advantage. 28 to hit for the first one. I don't
Yep.
think I can score higher than that, but nope. Okay, so...
Misses.
no, I'm just doing the
yep.
advantage to see if I get the 20. All right, so that one... So I think a 14 doesn't hit.
Nope.
Okay. And for
My
her
child.
third attack... let's see.
Oh no.
Well,
one.
that's a 20 to hit. I'll roll, see if she
Oh,
fails on
Yeah.
that nat one real quick. Nope. Okay. So 20 to hit, so 2 hits.
20 hits. Yep.
And then
2
for her
hits.
last hit, 20, but let's see if she can do better. Nope. So 20 to hit on the third.
So 3 hit.
Yep. So you take 13 points from the piercing damage.
So that's 6, right?
Yep.
Alright.
Another 10 points of damage. Wow, that was a really shitty roll. Another 10 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5 for you. And then another 10 points of damage, which is another 5.
All right.
And let's see. She is now going to use Writhing Tide and is going to go ahead and begin to hover slightly.
Okay. Did you roll her hunter's mark, by the way?
Nope,
Which-
I did not.
Hunter's mark can be added to each hit. It's
Let me
interesting
look.
that
You
way.
choose a creature you see within range.
So
Until a spell ends, you deal on a damage to the target whenever you hit with. Oh, so that would be 3d6.
yeah, so it would be 3d6.
3,
Right, this
The
is
first
arcane, so
one?
it does give resistance.
1, which means you take no, and
Oh,
another and so 1, 0, and 3. So
4
4
damage
damage
total.
from the hunter's mark,
Nice.
and that's all
Alright,
she
and
can do.
She's just flying.
Yeah,
instead,
just
right?
levitating
How-
slightly off the ground.
Oh, so she's not like in air yet.
No.
Alright. Alright, I know she's gonna maybe try to fly though because she has her bow. So seeing this, Sigrun is going to once more attack recklessly because
Okay.
she's within range. Sigrun's she's holding on, but she was injured before this far and has gotten re-injured. So she's starting to feel a little bit of the wear and tear, as much as Sigrun can feel wear and tear. So yes, I'm going to once more reckless attack.
Okay.
So first attack, 16
Does not hit.
misses. 28.
That hits.
A 22.
That hits.
And then final attack, 28.
All right, that hits.
So-
Go ahead and roll damage. So you get 3 of them.
3d10 plus 1. And that will be 34 damage.
You watch as
Uh.
you manage to smack Galsair out of the air with your axe, slamming her into the ground, knocking her unconscious.
Yeah! Yeah, Sigrun, she slices
Sigrun's
up
gonna get some
towards
EXP.
her and like sweeps out Galsair's side. And then as she's kind of off balance, she brings the axe down to hit her into the ground, swings again, and on that, final hit, the extra radiant energy like zaps from the axe into Galsair for just that extra insult to injury.
Extra fuck
And as
you damage.
Galsair goes out, Sigrun kind of huffing and puffing, the bloodlust leaves her eyes as she inspects Galsair. It's like, oh yeah, she's knocked out. And I will take, where is it? I had a normal potion of healing, I thought. Oh. I don't think I do. I can use a potion of greater healing on her.
There you go.
Or going
yeah,
and
I'll use
pickpocket
one.
freaking Nick.
Nah,
for his
it was
greater.
she asked for the spar, so the least she could do is to heal afterwards. So greater's what, 44 plus 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alright, so she will heal for 15.
All right. As she kind of coughs for a minute, she looks over and goes, "Well, that's a first." As she kind of stands up, rolls her arms or her neck around.
I am used to being a lot of people's first. And Sigrun does a playful wink as she says this and laughs.
Galsair looks at you and takes a second, and goes, "Oh." Takes a minute, a little confused on the situation, like,
Yeah,
First
Sigrun
ass
is helping
kickings.
her up as she's laughing. By the way, she's already helping her up. You did pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 85, I'm feeling about an 18.
Holy
I don't
shit,
usually get that
Bucky.
low.
You got really lucky. She had a spell at the end that she was about to launch.
Oh my god! I had a feeling. That's why I kept reckless attacking. Yeah, so Sigrun says this and brushes herself off and is like, but in good news, it seems like nothing's broken or pulled, not that I could feel anyway. And if I can't feel it, it doesn't matter that much, right?
What I tell all the men at the local brothel. She smiles as she sheathes her daggers.
Amen to that.
She kind of heads back to the cabin and goes, "All right, let's get you healed up, me something to drink, and we need to get these party mates of yours up and working."
If they don't wake up, I'm just going to see if maybe I could, get something to ring up there. And as she grips the handle of her axe, that's not like, I feel like some of them, don't have too much anyway. Nick, no.
Galsair takes a second and goes, "Well, we could kill them if you'd like."
No, I wouldn't want them dead. They mean well. Besides, the one I have a job to keep alive. I'm just saying, Nick, he's been through a lot. I don't think a little brain damage would be too bad if needed. She laughs.
Galcer kind of looks to you and goes, I treat my brother the same way.
Oh, of course. I mean, all the people I grew up with, cousins, friends, all that, they got the same treatment from me.
Told you, Shifu, wake up. No, I'm scared.
Galcer takes a second
Ah.
and looks at you and goes, wait, is he your brother?
No, I have no relation to him.
Oh, okay.
For blood. He's simply an ally of mine. He's the leader of the group, believe it or not. Sigrun laughs pretty heartily at that one. He's trying his best, as I say.
Galcer kind
He
of nods.
means well.
He goes, I hear that. Our mother was the same way when she was tossed into combat constantly. But
Yes,
fair.
yes.
My brother should have them up. Everyone, please give me a con save with advantage minus Sigrun, who's
Yeah, you
already.
gotta wake up
Alright.
with Sigrun looking like she just fought someone.
That's a 13 for the first, and 18!
Okay. 26 from that. I'll roll Terias here real quick in the background. 14 for Mion. Alright. His con is actually pretty good for a blood. I saved
Nat 20 for Sarah.
there it is. Okay, yeah, the 12, good, from the blood under with the +5. As you all kind of start to come to, Sarah and Mion and Terias, you feel yourselves kind of with the wet cloth on your head. You're covered in a nice warm blanket, laying on a fairly comfortable cot. I mean, it's what you'd expect of a cheap brothel or cheap inn. Nick, however, you wake up and you see a tiefling staring down at you with his deep red hair and his... let me look, what color was his... Okay. And his fiery red... or sapphire blue eyes, and you also feel something in your mouth, something strange, as you feel your mouth is also being covered by a towel of some sort, as the man is looking down at you.
Not gonna panic.
No?
Just gonna slowly reach up and pull it down if I can.
As you go, he kind of looks at you and sees your eyes flare and goes, well, this is awkward. I swear it's not what you think is in your mouth.
Nick just pulls it down and says, I believe that only because my father was a tiefling.
Oh.
Nick doesn't seem like the type.
Burr looks
Nick
back and
looks
goes, oh, gotcha. As each of you wake up, you see as Galcer's got a couple of... the other tiefling female, who looks to be about roughly a teenage years, is somewhat cut up. Her chest piece is a little bit torn. She looks pretty tuckered out and bruised. Sigrun in pretty similar shape at this point.
But a lot happier looking.
All right. As you lot all come to consciousness, drinks are brought to you each with a strange red liquid in them.
Do I recognize it?
Roll medicine or history.
18 for
Hello?
medicine.
I know I'm
Yeah,
already awake.
it's a healing potion.
I'm just downing it like a shot at a bar.
Okay.
You wouldn't have an extra one of those, would you, Burr? Me and Gelsa did the kind of, go a little overboard, but not by my standards, but...
He looks over and goes, this is the third woman you've taken home this week that's asked me that. This is becoming a problem. You each heal for 41 HP.
Including me?
Yes.
Alright, nice.
And Burr looks over and you see Galcer's kind of blushing for a moment.
Oh, so your battle axe swings that way, huh? Mine swings, both. And, Sigrun kind of nudges her and laughs.
Burr kind of looks at both of you. Galcer is blushing bright red, and Burr just kind of... and now that I'm completely scarred for life, can I help any of you?
Nick will pipe up. I'm sorry. I'm the one that teleported us here. I tapped the helmet. This was my home.
You
Do
must
I recognize him, by the way, right off the bat?
Nope, you've never seen this man or this woman. The log cabin does look identical, minus that none of the pictures are up that were when you were younger.
I guess it must have changed ownership since
Uh,
Snow Elves.
Burr looks at you and goes, "Oh, your mother was brought to the mainlands, for the colonies are still being attacked every once in a while by the Yuan-Ti, so Civilians have been moved out. Troops have been placed on the border.
Fun ones, those Yuan-Ti.
I had helped
very
her move
close
shortly
encounter.
after father passed, so that makes sense. Son of a bitch, that 400-foot fall sucks.
Bert looks at you and goes,
Oh,
yeah, I've been there, been in your shoes.
I can believe
maybe
it
you
by the look
should,
of you.
maybe you should spar me, Nick. It helped
Wait.
when I spotted
If
Calcera.
you're-
I feel very invigorated.
Nick, you're in pain. I have a thing. Hold on.
Bert looks at you, Nick, for a second, and looks at me on and goes, whatever that thing that she has is probably poison. I looked through her stuff already. You will die.
Well,
I believe
mean,
it.
No, I think these guys know what this is. I pull out a vial of Dream Lily.
I am not touching
Bert
it.
looks at you and says, I will be taking that. Here's 10 gold pieces, and he grabs the vial.
Huh.
Hang on, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Sure, why not?
And you see him disappear into one of the back rooms immediately with the door
Nick
shut and
looks
locks.
Nick
He's
looks
gonna
to the
get
young
eyed.
lady. Would you mind
I
if I
agree
send
with
my
something
Drake
here.
back, because I don't feel right not having him out here.
Galcera looks at you and goes, you can't use magic in the house, sorry. We've got runes set up for that to dispel anything, just in case anybody
it's
who's
good.
shows up here.
Nick's just doing stretches, rolling his shoulders, trying to see if anything's grinding wrong, or if and tries to stand up to make sure he's not paraplegic now.
No, you stand up. It hurts. Your knees hurt. Sarah,
Hey,
what are
Nick,
you
if
doing?
anything feels locked up, I can unlock it as Sigrun
I don't
cracks
trust
her
you to do
knuckles.
anything with me,
Ew.
Sigrun. You're a good
Um,
fighter, but you're
I'm
not a good
with my
suits.
hands.
Sarah, what about you? What are you up to?
Next time, teleport us before we're falling. Thanks.
I should have done that, yeah.
Galcera looks
Yeah,
over at you and
I
goes,
agree.
it's a good idea. I also recommend, if you're going to fight a really high, powerful god, don't go off with only one strong person. I recommend multiple. One is going to probably just barely be enough. You'll probably end up dead. As she
It
smiles.
sounds
and
like
looks
you
at
speak
up.
from experience, so we'll take
Yeah.
that as good advice.
Yeah, I fought
Yeah,
alongside
but
Kurgan at the
it
final
is-
battle. Dumb idea.
Yes.
What do
She
you
is
mean?
the great Galcera Silver song. Sure, you
great.
would know for
And
Nick
that
if you
name
part
instantly would ring a bell. At
Yeah,
least the silver song portion.
yeah, I was gonna say each of you would know who the Silver Song is. They are very famous for
Oh,
their
great.
capabilities in battle.
Nickel, give a bow. I apologize, milady, for intruding.
She looks at you and goes, "If you ever bow to me again, I will smack you. I am a
And
soldier."
I smack him.
But we welcome you to our home. Feel free to enjoy the food. We get free food from the local barracks as we're setting up. And you're welcome to stay
still.
as long as you want. I think and you suddenly hear the sound of what's like bubbles boiling. And she goes, "I think he's smoking it."
That is
You know,
what that's
you're not-
for.
You're not supposed to smoke it. I'm gonna be honest.
Have you ever?
Oh, you don't know the tiefling way of doing it then.
Galcera looks at me on and goes, "Actually, funny enough, he's created this glass vial that you can light, and it blows smoke from apparently, it's supposed to be stronger to get you hitting it harder."
Man invented
Is he willing to share?
He actually did. I rolled for this recently. That is one
It has
of
become
Burr's.
very, very popular.
That is one of Burr's flaws, is that he is a addict to everything he tries.
He's not messed up.
And she looks at you and goes, Galcera looks back at me and goes, "But he'll be fine in about 10 minutes. He'll have a great idea, and then he will probably eat us out of house and home. So I recommend you check out the local barracks here soon for food." Because he won't leave,
Oh,
Oh,
hopefully.
it's fine. Nick's here. You're a nature guy, right? You could just go forage or something.
Well, I do know the area for hunting, but if the Yuan-Ti have been coming through, there's not going to be much game. They tend to eat quite a bit of it.
There's
aren't
also-
you on the edible?
There's also no
No.
forest in the area now that it's been burned down recently. Apparently south of us someone set a great forest fire on.
Yeah. I
Wait.
wonder who the fuck that was.
Do you know? She looks at you for a second?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
We know that it might have been a goblin, but he split off from the group some time ago, so don't know where he went. So
Oh,
anything could be
Shogun,
his fault
yes.
at this point.
she looks at you and goes, "Shogun? That name sounds..." Oh!
Small
Okay.
blue goblin.
She just
Yeah,
kind of nods.
I guess betrayed us, kind of didn't. I don't know.
She kind of nods and goes, "Did you come from the Tabaxilands by chance?"
Yeah, we were flying away from a giant red dragon that had just attacked the capital.
We could have fought it. I could have fought
I
it.
look
They wanted to
directly at
run.
Sigrun and say, You are not fighting an ancient red dragon and getting us all fried.
So Galcer stops looking and listening to as Sigrun and Nick continue to argue and looks over at Sarah and Mion. Goes, so since you two seem like the smart ones in the group that don't argue, if you don't mind my asking, ancient red dragon, is that what set fire to the forest down south?
Yep.
She looks at you and goes, good to know. That explains a lot why we've been seeing Red Dragonborn in these parts. Okay, good to know. Well,
the items.
Huh?
They took all the magic items too. Rude little things.
She looks at you for a second and goes, oh, interesting. I guess our queen was correct. Fuck. And you see her walk up to the door and start knocking on it, and Nick comes out and this puff of smoke just erupts from the room.
I come out of there and
Nick
puff a
goes,
smoke.
"Oh my God."
Jesus.
Not Nick, sorry, Burr. Matt, shut up. As Burr comes, kind of opens up, you see his eyes are red. He's like smoke coming out. It smells so bad.
Attaboy.
And you can see his little glass pipe is now empty. And she looks at him and she goes, are you quite done? And Burr just kind of nods. She goes, send a message. I know for what we just heard. Get that to the queen. She's going to want to know what's going on. And Burr just kind of nods and closes the door again. And then creaks it back open and looking at Mion and goes, do you have any more?
I mean, I do.
He holds out a gold pouch and says, hand it over.
How much money are
much is
you
in
gonna
the
make
pouch?
by being a drug dealer?
Now, hold on. How much is in the pouch?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, God damn it. It's 12.
It's pretty full. You'd guess this thing probably holds somewhere around 30 gold pieces.
And I'll hand him three vials. You can have fun.
He nods, and you pick up 40 gold pieces as he closes the door back and goes back to, and you hear the thing erupt.
Hell yeah. I like this guy.
And Galcer comes back and says, I apologize for my brother. He is a bit of a creative thinker. And she just kind of looks at you like,
Those ones are fun.
Yeah. The problem is the last time he did this, he launched a meteor at a city. So, I'm hoping he stays inside this time.
After
Nick,
finishing the argument
Sigrun?
with Nick.
No,
after
Sigrun
finishing with
looks to
Sigrun.
you in Infernal and says, I could kill it, definitely. You are just scared of my power.
Nick is just going to ignore her at this point, because Sigrun is boar-headed worse than anyone Nick has ever met and ever will meet.
Yes.
So
That's my racial feat.
he's just gonna switch his focus to I forget her name now.
Galcer.
Galcer. Thank you for allowing us to stay and I guess patching us up after we left the crater.
She nods and says, yeah, the boys had to fill it in. Some of the soldiers we ordered out here. If y'all are looking for something to do, we've got jobs, but it looks like you lot were heading somewhere.
We gotta
I'm
head
willing
to the
to do
Drowlands, which from here we're still gonna have to probably try to avoid that.
Yeah,
I looked at
but
Terias
since we
and asked
make
how the
sure our
magic item is
ship
doing.
works.
you see
yes,
Terias
that-
pulls out the ship and kind of shows it to you for a second, and shows that it's in perfect shape. It's just got deactivated.
Alright, that means it'll be fine when it enlarges.
Well,
We'll have
I
to work
thought
out a way
so.
past that.
We work and do a little bit to help. I mean, they've been taking care of us. We owe them at least one favor. That's basic hospitality.
Yeah, we owe them a favor, but we don't really have time to pay it forward just yet.
Oh, sure we do. The Drowlands is not too big of a rush, is it?
Sigrun, it's better that we handle the stuff we need to take care of first. And while I agree that we do owe
Well,
great deal
for
to
all
them.
you know, there is something very important for us to do here, but we won't know till we check out the barracks, I believe, is what Galster was saying. Plus, where are we anyway, in relation to the Drowlands? Closer or farther?
We're about the same distance away.
Galcer looks at you and goes, are you I thought you two were still having your lover's spat. What was your question?
She was when I look at Sigrun. Sigrun was wondering how much further away I ended up getting us from the Drowlands. Had I visited there, I would have tried to teleport us there, but I have not yet.
She takes a moment and goes, well, you're in the city of Koroi, which is the southern portion of the colonies. So you are, well, if you started near Roscon, as you mentioned, then you're pretty much, less than a day, from, at least flying-wise, from where you started.
I'll stay in general area then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, won't be long before we're back over that ward, but we'll have to try and avoid it this time. That means
Could go
a
north.
strange path. Yeah, that'd be the plan. Just don't want to go too far and piss off that lich.
She looks at you and goes, "Oh yes, because you lot are so popular, a lich would want to hunt you." I think
No,
I need
it's just
some of
that
that.
Hey, we're
Some of
getting
that.
up
He'll kill
there.
anyone who enters his area.
I think I did well. For the
She looks at Mion and
I-
goes, "I think I could use some of that lily if you guys are that popular."
Well, I can't speak for the others, but after word of our fight gets out, I might get a little bit more popular.
She looks at you and
She
goes,
jerks a little bit.
Yeah, you managed to beat me. Just come back in a year and we'll see who wins."
Oh, I will love to. I have a dragon to meet and a forge thing to do, and well, actually, wait, in a year, I think that's when the God War thing is supposed to happen.
God, what?
Is that no?
What the fuck are
I
you
had
talking about?
My dwarven friend in a dream. Hang on, I'm trying to recall. He told me something about Alfred Stone. It's brought
Nick
back
is gonna
something
start
about
rubbing
a
his
guy
temples
named
at this.
Vass. Something about a war. I'm trying to. The
Uh,
words, they don't always come as easy.
Mion wants to
I
walk to
think it was.
and just whisper, "What are the odds that she went crazy?"
No.
Are you asking
No, I
Nick
remember
or
it was-
Sarah?
Sigrun. No,
This-
not Sarah. I'm talking about Sigrun. I'm talking to Galser.
Galser just kind of looks at you and kind of like, she looks at Sigrun for a second, kind of pushing me on aside very easily.
Yeah.
And looks at you and goes, our mother said she saw something similar before. Well,
Yes, some dude talked to me. The dwarf friend in my axe said he was the prince of the Verdant Kingdom, was betrayed by the High King, and then something about Isle of Man, Red City, something Red City.
I'm
Someone
rolling a history
made a
check to see if
pact
Nick has ever heard of any of
and
this.
resurrected him. And then within
At least
a year, 2
anything
years, 3 years, the Alfred and this Voss guy are going to rise to power. Supposedly the gods will topple and become mortal, and the world's supposed to end. I'm skeptical though. I hear about that stuff a lot.
Galser kind of takes a second and looks at you and goes, "Well, it's better than the one I heard. I heard that we're gonna have the Grim Legacy and the Rejected Potential. We're gonna take on the gods on different sides and wipe them out. And Zilpip was gonna ride a pony into battle." And she kind of chuckles to herself.
That last
would've
bit
been
would have been
exciting.
funny to fucking see.
That first one ain't happening anymore.
22 in history. You would not have heard any of this, Nick.
I was talking about anything, if any details, like the Red City
No.
or anything.
The Red
Grab
City, it's called the Crimson City, is a ruined city in the Isle of Man. As far as the Vidan, you know what those are. They're dwarves from the New World, and they're just
Yep.
east of here, within about half a month's flying. Yeah, that's pretty much all you catch. But Galser kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, so it sounds like you've got a god quest, a god war, a lot of shit to do. So, if you don't plan to stay here, or if you don't plan to stick around, then I recommend you get moving before battle kicks off."
Yes.
Yeah, that's
the
what
thing.
I was trying to say, but I didn't know all the pertinent information because Sigrun hadn't shared it.
Well,
Good
we
to
were
know.
going to a burning city and stuff was busy. I wasn't going to drop that on you then. But Kelsa, I do have a question since you seem to know quite a bit and you were at the battle at Dragon's Gate. Do you know anything about a dragon in a forge under Dragon's Gate? I'm supposed to go there, prove to him I'm worthy, and he will do something to my axe. That's important, and I don't know what counts as worthy to this dragon, so I'm kind of trying to figure out.
You mean the dragon that was recently killed?
Oh, is he murdered?
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
A Warforged managed to apparently take him out in single combat. At least that's what the rumor goes.
With
Pity,
support
I was
from
supposed
two turtles.
to my axe upgraded and learn something about it was a type of bird. Pheasant, phoenix, that's one. I was supposed to learn something about phoenix, whatever that is.
Galsair takes a second. And give me a moment. Let's see if she...
Should Nick roll a nature check to try and help?
Nope. She has no idea. She looks at you and goes, don't really, know what you're referring to, but, you know, if you're heading to if you want to find out about the dragon, I recommend speaking to the king in Dragon's Gate. I hear he's a little bit of a tougher fellow to speak to. At least in my experience, he was much nicer back when we were on the battlefield. He's a little more paranoid ever since he got married, which, to be fair, what man isn't these days?
He's still really nice. Just saying.
It's up to the party. She turns
Well,
to Nick.
we're gonna
now
be
she's
heading
talking.
towards that way anyways, so we can make a
If
stop
you
there.
guys want to stop, I mean, not the point if I can't upgrade the axe, and I was gonna wait for the whole Proof-worthy thing, but we could stop on the way if you guys want.
In all honesty, they still may be able to upgrade it. There may still be a way. We can look into it later.
Friendly fellow with that giant great worm chain then told me that the 6th layer of hell could also buff my axe.
We are not
the-
going there right now.
Galsair looks at you and goes, I can get my brother. He can open a portal if you want to go, and he'll take you to the first level of hell.
Yo,
Yeah, no.
we can meet boss. Yo.
Hey! Well, once we're done with that Drowlands business, we can head down there. It sounds like a good idea to me.
Nick is gonna start rubbing his temples again. We'll talk about it. We'll talk
It
about it.
is important for me to buff the axe, and I'm
don't
needed to help
disagree.
save the world. Yes,
I
yes.
don't disagree.
But you could.
But
Nick,
let's see
Nick,
how we're
I know
doing
how
after the
scared you are
Drownlands.
of fighting things, so it can wait. I wouldn't want to spook you, you know. It can wait.
I'm not scared of fighting things. I'm scared of fighting things with you guys, because apparently, when I'm with you guys, I attract everything that wants to automatically kill me.
Galsair
Yes,
looks
you
at
are
you
great bait.
and smiles and goes, you know, I've heard there are many a people who end up doing that in parties. It's commonality of characteristics for some reason.
Yes, as the leader, they're drawn to your authoritative
Nick
nature.
is just gonna.
and-
Nick is just
Oh,
gonna
I can't
face
even
palm at
say
that.
that.
There's no authority here because you don't listen. But aside from that,
Oh,
let's step outside and let me stretch out and see if I can still actually shoot a bow.
And your Drake, once you're going to try to get that.
We can do that later.
Fair enough.
All right, as these two argue, Sarah just walks out for some fresh air, finding a nice little chair, or a nice little rocking chair to sit in. Sarah, you see as there's smoke kind of puffing up from the side of the house from where you're sitting.
Nick is walking outside at this point as well. He's not going to keep trying to argue
The
with Sigurd
trouble
or anything.
follows you out, Sarah, as you get comfortable.
Nick is just walking out into the yard, and is there still a stump set up for archery practice like there used to be?
Most of this house looks too. It looks like the only thing that's survived is the house itself, and then the two dents that you can still see clearly in the ground.
One of them alone is from Sigrun. It was too deep for them to bury.
Oh. Nick will just take a bit. Is there still a bit of firewood by the house?
Yeah. Sarah, the armor does still work. Good news.
Perfect.
Is there
Listen.
firewood laying beside the house?
Yeah, yeah.
Grabbing a piece, setting it on the ground, set up so that it can make a small target, and getting about 100 feet away and taking shots.
Okay,
2 shots at it.
okay. As Sarah checks her armor, Nick starts to practice his archery. Sigrun, what's up?
23 to hit the log. For the
Sigrun
first
was going
hit,
to
27 for the second.
approach
Okay.
Sarah after that fun argument with Nick. Always loves to do that. She'll approach Sarah a bit more serious now and go up and say, "You doing all right, sir? You know, I was worried with all your fancy gadgets and whatnot, something might have gone bad for you. You have that whole blade bracelet thing. I was worried it might have impaled you in the fall."
No, it seems to work. As like
Uh,
you've probably seen her put the armor out and take it back and like do it a couple times in a row.
Very good. You know, it poorly reflects my my job if you died. And she laughs and will like pat, more like hit Sarah's shoulder as she laughs. Don't want you die on me, no. Looks bad.
He nods and just says, yeah.
Speaking of those, our friend the wolves, my great wonderful employers. You don't think they'd listen to my story about what my dwarf friend told me, right? They didn't seem to listen much when I was telling them about the Tarask. So I figure, if it's not worth the breath, then why speak it?
True. You could try telling him, but who knows when the next time we'll see him.
Do you know if there's a place nearby?
I don't know, because I don't think Sarah's probably made it to the Tiefling lands before.
Nope.
Oh.
You would not know.
No, I don't know where one would be. I mean, the ties are there. There might be something in whatever the capital is this way, but beyond that, I don't know.
I figured there should be quite a few. I mean, the founder and all, his wife and their cousins, here in the Tiefling lands, but you'd know better than me. I'm just a muscle for hire, huh? Sigrun, chuckles.
As Mion walks out, looking both at Sarah and Sigrun, saying that their vote still stands for Dragon's Gate.
And Mion is high. She died.
Oh! Leon, you don't look so good, though. Are you still motion sick from that fall?
I'm having a great time.
Oh, I see. You take a little bit of the Dream Lily, I hear it is?
Of course I did.
Well, Nick has been shooting this long enough. It's got 4 arrows sticking out of it.
Hey, do you mind if I try a little bit of that? I've never had it. I'm curious.
I don't know if it'll work on Sigrun, because it is a poison, technically.
Sigurd just takes it's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This
well,
is shit.
Depends. Do you give Sigrun the Dream Lily?
I mean, yeah, it's not gonna do anything bad. They can try. They're more than welcome.
What is it? Is it something Sigrun drinks? Right? It's like a
yeah,
vial
you would normally drink it. You don't
It's a
smoke
little
it.
vial you can drink from, yeah.
Yeah, so Sigrun will swish it and throw it back, drink it all, one go.
1 second, let me pull up something, because I actually have something for this from an old book that I have to grab. 1 moment. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I gotta find the book.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm just gonna keep rolling because Nick is trying to blow off steam at this point.
Guys, that fight though, wasn't that cool? I
Hey,
thought
Nick,
that was cool.
Nick, I seriously recommend this stuff.
And that's a critical hit.
Crit confirm the log. Crit confirm the log.
I'm rolling a d20 to see if I can crit confirm the log.
I want you to
Why
I want
did
it
that roll
to
too low?
instantly
Nope,
catch
not a crit
fire.
confirm.
Yo, Nick.
You hit it so hard with your arrow.
It has
just
been
lights
hit
on
with
fire.
8 arrows. It's just split in half at this point.
Hey Nick, you seem really stressed all the time. You should try some Dream Lily.
Nick looks back at you and shakes his head.
I tried it.
shooting
I'm
his
fine.
arrows,
I tried it. I'm fine.
and then summoning his goddamn Drake back.
It makes me immune to fear.
Okay, I found it, but something caught in my throat. 1 sec.
Take your time. I just critted a log.
I mean,
That sounds like an innuendo for I took a big shit. I critted a
though.
log.
it makes you immune to fear, and it gives you basically a death ward for an hour. It's
What does
amazing.
Dream Lily do?
You have to convince him. You know what? Do a charisma check on me.
Well,
Let's
you
see
don't
this.
want
So, I actually have something from this from 3E. So, Dream Lily is marijuana, basically.
Yeah. Marijuana.
It's a very light version of marijuana. So, technically, though you are immune to poison and the poisoned effect, which I believe you are for both, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Poison.
Yes,
and
we
poison
discussed this
effect.
before.
So, you can choose to fail it, as there is a creature with similar stats to you, as far as it goes, Sigrun, that has this as a mention. Well, at least I have it in my notes that this came up. So, yes, technically, Sigrun, what you are, you can go ahead and take Dremel and get high. You just won't take any damage from it.
Well, it doesn't do damage anyway.
And you are not considered
you
poisoned
think?
or anything like that.
So if I take it, do I get the effects?
The only thing you get
Okay.
is basically the high, so you'll feel like you're stoned.
Oh.
You
Yeah,
don't
'cause
get
it
any
only
because
lasts as long as
because of the fact that you can't get poisoned. You don't gain any positive effects.
Oh my god. So so Sigrun would just get like a buzz and that's all.
Basically, yeah.
It's just a drug to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Sigrun like takes it and she like takes a minute, like she's processing, and then she like smiles, pats me on the back. Oh, that is good one. It gets you warmer than having to drink so much ale, you know. Oh,
Exactly.
it's a good feeling. You know, after basically falling to my death and then fighting a fight with someone like Galser, I was sore, but now I don't feel anything.
Sigrun, not only does your pain start to go away, but everything becomes very funny. Things become a lot more jokey. You have a naturally more bubbly personality. Unlike a drunk, where typically you're going to get that warm feeling. In this case, all you're feeling is kind of a numbness to your body, while your brain faces the side effects. And you are now you would normally be at disadvantage on everything while under this influence, but since you can't be poisoned, the only thing you're at disadvantage for is charisma checks. Anything and charisma saving throws.
I can't feel my hands. Oh, this is funny. Yeah. And she like looks down at her hands and like flexes her fingers. I bet I could punch a fucking tree and I wouldn't feel. I'm going to punch a tree, and she like runs
I
out.
look at her and tell her, "Good luck finding a tree. There aren't that many nearby."
There's
I
logs
look
over
for
there.
trees. Logs.
log
Where are
over
the
there.
logs?
As you look over, you see on the side of the house like full cords of wood just sitting there.
I take the log that I split with arrows because I shot it with so many and
I
then critted
go
it.
to the biggest log I could see and I punch it with the intent to kill.
Okay, you know what? We have something for this actually. First, please roll to attack with unarmed.
Yes. I don't think I should rage for this one. I'm just gonna punch, unless you guys think it'd be funny.
All right. So go ahead and roll to hit.
18 plus 7, so I think that's what,
You hit. Go ahead and roll
25?
damage.
That's a 20.
It's an instant 5 damage unless I get the Divine Fury, in which
Nope.
case I'd roll that 1d6 plus 2.
Yeah, you would, because it's technically an attack to kill. So
Yeah, first attack of the turn, yeah. So I do fucking radiant damage to this goddamn log. So 5 plus
as
4,
you
9
all
damage.
watch as Sigrun goes up and punches this thick court, and the court splits in half and breaks apart.
Oh, I didn't feel anything from that. Oh, I feel. Is this what it's like to be God, Myung? Is this what it's like? Oh, this is a good feeling. The feeling of nothing. It is the best feeling. Oh my god. Punch me. Someone punch me right now. I won't feel a thing, I don't think. Someone. Nick, do it. Well, no, maybe not you. No, friend, I don't think you could even. Someone else hit me.
Nick's gonna
Sarah.
walk over.
Yeah. There.
Mhm.
Actually, no. Nick's gonna stay where he's standing. Aim an arrow at her.
Whoa.
He's gonna
Whoa.
blunt the end of it though. He's not gonna have it sharpened. It's gonna be a blunt
I
arrow.
just have an
Okay.
arrow in my fucking head.
All right, roll to hit.
Does a 17 hit Sigrun?
It's on armor.
Sigrun, what's your AC?
17.
17.
No, it does not. As you go shoot, Sigrun's jokingness and looking over at the others seems to manage to dodge as an arrow goes flying past her head.
Grazes her thick mane on the back of her neck, and she doesn't even notice.
There, you've been-
Sarah, do you want to test your armor thing out? I bet I could take it.
Let's just.
That's kinky.
Oh, what the
I
hell,
wonder
Sarah? Sarah will pop the armor out and try to.
Nick's
Get
gonna
over
go
with
talk
the
to
lightning.
Therese.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead, Sarah. Roll to hit.
I wonder if this is what it
14.
feels like
Nope.
to be a
As
dummy.
Sigrun dodges to the side, lightning goes flying past.
Whoa! I meant the knife, my friend. That was a bit shocking, you know. I wasn't expecting that. And she like burst out laughing at the bad joke.
That's a,
I meant to stab me. You could stab me, my friend.
Sarah moves up and tries with the knife.
Okay.
Nope.
Can I let
Again,
her
Sigrun.
stab?
You can choose to fail.
Yes. Yes, she wants to experience being stabbed. I don't know
Okay.
where Sarah's stabbing, but
Well, would be slashing weapon, so he probably just tries to cut across the chest or
Okay.
across the torso.
alright.
Alright, so roll
That's
damage
fine.
there.
Let's see, what is that one?
I am powerful.
Whoa, why is it rolling so much?
Jesus. Slashing,
you
8
do-
damage.
that's a lot of
Oh,
damage.
yeah, I
All your
forgot that.
choices.
Yeah, I forgot that this thing does more damage. It does an extra 1d8, so 16 points of damage.
Okay.
'Cause it's only
16.
one
And I don't
damage.
think
Nick's gonna just take them all.
is it magical or just normal slashing?
It is 8 points of that is
Magic.
yeah.
And then 8 points is normal? Or
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, I think so.
He's
it
just
would
gonna
be
resummon his
10.
Drake at this point.
Okay. So Sigrun, as Sarah, as you slash across Sigrun's chest, normally you're accustomed to when you do that, blood comes out, or at least secretes. As you do this with Sigrun, nothing comes out, and the wound just kind of opens.
Oh, I didn't even feel that. I watched it happen, and oh, that's weird. I bet I wouldn't even feel if someone cut me open. That's very interesting.
That's the power of drugs.
Neons.
Nick
This-
says as he pats his Drake now beside him that he's resummoned.
Yo, maybe the Drake should try dreaming.
I look Mihan dead in the eyes and go, "You try and feed that to my Drake. I will not be held responsible if he shocks you with electricity."
Hey, Myung, I'll hold Nick still if you want to feed it to it. As she
Nick
like
grabs a
walks
stick
towards
for the
Nick.
glutton and slowly raises up. Do you all want to be killed?
As you take a second, everyone for a moment, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Me?
Uh
Yes, everyone.
oh. I'm
And
not
plus
good at
0.
these.
That's when I roll well when I have
That's
plus
a
0.
5.
Oh.
+1, 2.
You gotta roll for the Drake too.
This is very fitting of Sigrun.
Oh, it gets a +5 to this. Great. The Drake has more wisdom than me.
I'm not surprised.
Not 1, goddamn.
Okay. What did the Drake get? Sorry? Oh, there it is. Okay. All of you for a second. Things just kind of first as you guys are discussing things, you all, as everyone who's looking over at Nick, speaking, all of you but Mion all see as the Drake kind of suddenly starts stumbling and then lays down, just kind of starts snoring. Mion, you watch as a very stoned wizard comes walking out as everyone stops moving. Walks over to the Drake and pours a bottle of Dream Lily down its throat and then turns around
Yo.
and heads back. And then everything goes back to normal. So the rest of you didn't notice anything, but Mion sees this whole thing.
What do I gotta roll for the Drake? Is it a con save?
Oh, yeah.
That'll be a +2.
What are you going to do with that staff? Whack me with it? I've been hit with worse. Come on, my
Is it
friend.
a save? Because the item doesn't give a save.
I'm giving him a chance to give a con save.
That's fair.
There's the Drake save.
The Drake is not poison, or it doesn't get the poisoned effect, but it does feel high.
Hi, Drake. Hi,
Yo,
Drake.
guy, this guy's my best friend.
The Drake just kind of falls over, and
children.
you just watch as it closes its eye, and you see it kind of starts to snore, or hear it snoring.
So
Well-
glad I adopted these kids.
That's it. We're just gonna stay here for the night then, and then we'll leave tomorrow. Terios, if you want to set up the airship so we can leave as soon as possible tomorrow.
Terios
Oh,
is
yes.
already ahead of
More than
you
I have
and
to
is
be.
sitting on the airship right now.
Good. I start dragging my Drake to the airship.
Hal, you have like 9 to strength, don't you?
Yeah, I need you to do a strength check to see if you can carry
yeah.
your Drake.
My drag weight is 240, so I can drag the Drake.
Well,
it is a small
Let me
Drake.
look. Let me look.
If it's resisting, then
No,
we'll
it's not
still be
resisting.
making it.
It's not resisting
I can't resist, but let me check something because I actually have this chart.
because it's currently a small Drake. It's small.
No, I know. I got you.
Little.
Let's see, because I have this bookmark, because this is a question I get a lot. Okay. You'd be amazed at how many people try to drag away baby dragons.
You know, that's fair.
What color dragon is it?
It's blue.
Okay.
It's a blue Drake. So it's lightning based.
So its weight would be 700 pounds, roughly, is what you're going to be moving. Even for a small
Well,
drake.
Then screw it. Desummoning. He's been dismissed. Poof.
He disappears.
Well, does his high go away?
Motherfuckers.
No,
Technically, yes, because he's no longer.
doesn't exist anymore.
Damn, Drake can't even enjoy a high.
No, Drake cannot. Not since he left the NWA.
No.
Nick is getting on the airship and just going to read through his book since he hasn't had time to do that.
Okay.
Swathi and
Where's
family
Galsair
lineage.
during all of this? Out of
Galsair's
curiosity, is she just
inside.
watching us from the house?
Yeah, inside watching through the glass, drinking tea.
I fucking love that.
All right.
You said there.
Hmm?
You said
For
there's
the
rocking
night.
chairs on the porch, or
Yep.
is Sarah the only one?
No, there's multiple.
Sigrid's gonna sit in one, and I don't think she's actually honestly ever been in a rocking chair, so she just starts rocking and laughing about it, like, oh my god, this chair, oh, I'm going to fall, oh no, just kidding. I fell from a higher height than this and I didn't die.
Nick has
okay.
left this situation.
Nick
He's on the
is
ship
on the
reading a book.
airship. Yep. No, we're good.
You know? Sarah, wouldn't it be crazy if, like, we were being controlled by people and, like, to control us, they did something stupid, like, I don't know, rolled dice or something?
We're not
Wouldn't
doing
that be weird?
We did this once. We're not doing this again.
We're not getting meta.
But I...
Taking a moment. Oh, fuck, man. Sarah, do you stay on the porch or do you head onto the airship at this point?
Head up to the airship and go
Okay.
into her room.
She doesn't want philosophical discussion. Is my bed still in the way? Like in the
No,
door frame?
no, you would have had to
No,
move it
I
to
didn't.
get out. All right, as Mion runs in the house real quick and then comes back out. Well, I say runs, walks somewhat faster than average.
Oh yeah.
So Sigrun and Mion, you're the only two left at the house. The others have already boarded the airship. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm going
Sigrun's vibing on the
to
porch.
go vibe on my bed.
Oh, Mion's gonna go to the airship and go sleep, or go chill.
Sleep quite yet. Veg out.
Okay.
Vegging out.
Neon
definitely,
goes
yeah.
and-
What everyone else is doing. Nick is actually trying to be productive, damn it.
Mion, give me a acrobatics to see if you can climb up this up onto the airship effectively.
Surprisingly, 17.
You managed to succeed with ease as you climb up to the top of the or onto the airship and managed to find your way into your room.
I
Sigrun,
might die, but I am an acrobat.
Sigrun, you are the only one on the porch. Do you follow after watching Mion basically do a nice little jump?
No, but I feel like Sigrun claps. Sigrun actually, while she's on the porch, I don't think she has the munchies yet, so she's just vibing. She'll pull out her axe, kind of like set it down the porch, and she'll look to it and be like, friend, no name, you in there? I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
So,
The dwarf appears for a second, takes one look at you, and disappears back into the
Yeah, you said that I'm supposed to go to the dragon and prove myself, but if the dragon's dead, then do I prove myself to just the forge? or do I not prove myself? Do I instantly prove myself because the dragon can't judge? Or do I have to prove myself to the dragon's dead spirit? Wherever he might reside? Or
The dwarf is walks over to where he sees Terias and is trying to say something to the man, but of course Terias can't see it or hear it, so nothing's getting through
And
as the man
Darius
is
doesn't believe in
yelling.
him anyway. He's just a pile of
He's
physics.
screaming for help, and
And
no one but
Galser kind of walks out seeing this, seeing you're talking to yourself, and goes, oh, she kind of walks over and she puts her shoulder under one of your arms and starts to lift you up and goes, I think it's time we go and find out if your ship can make it to Dragon's Gate in a single day.
No,
No, aren't we going to rest and sleep? Besides, I'm talking to my friend in the axe, the one I told you who gave me the dream. He hasn't told me his name yet. I think he's shy. He's actually by the ship himself. I don't know why he's talking to people though. Only I.
She
can see
continues
it.
to lead you towards the ship during this conversation.
Yeah, Neon's gonna call, yo, Sigrid, I'm making food. This stuff's awesome.
But what kind of food? I mean, I could just eat the poison berries, all that. I have like 20 of them. Oh, Dramatic Gaster, are you interested in dragon meat? I have like.
She kind of grabs onto the
dragon
ship and starts shoving you on. Goes,
Nick's gonna poke his head out.
Don't
look
I
at
at
her,
least get
look
a
at
good
Galser and say-
buy?
Nick is poking his head out, looking at Galser and saying, "Now do you understand why I'm so stressed out?"
yes, the non-bright are typically, and she kind of starts to tie up a rope around Sigrun, tying her to the side of the ship
I
bars.
If it's rope, it
I
won't
assist
work.
Galser into getting her
Oh,
up here.
Galser, if you wanted to do that thing, you could have asked, consent's important.
And
but
she
the
points
answer's yes.
Terias and says and kind of points up, and Terias nods as the ship starts floating up.
I'm adding a flaw. This isn't.
God damn it!
A flaw? What's the flaw?
I enjoy being high.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see. You're playing hard to get. That's fine.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Don't worry. I'll bring you. What do you like?
And the ship is too
Is it
high at this
stalls?
point. Galser is walking back into the house.
Nick writes them a quick thank you note and just takes an arrow,
So
plunges it into the
where
ground.
on the ship is
Okay.
Sigrun
Shooting
tied
it
to? Like the
down.
mast? Is it like the
No,
railing?
Right next on the
They're hanging
railing.
off the side.
You're on the railing, tied right next to the where people usually board and unboard.
I'll cut her
Oh.
free. Go to your
Hmm.
room or go to
You
Neon's
know-
room to eat. I don't care which.
My friend, you are tense. You should not be. Just a pro tip.
Yeah, okay.
Stress causes you to die early, Not many people know
I'm gonna
that.
die early because one of you fucks is gonna get us killed. Now go eat.
No, it's fine. Death isn't permanent, Nick. Death is
I
just an
grab her by-
illusion between
I
the veil of
gently
life
lead
and death.
her to Mion's room and
I
shove
would
her in and
know,
shut
I
the
would
door.
know.
As-
I would know. Oh, Miyang. Hello. I don't know why I'm in your room. I'm not
That's
sure,
fine.
but
Oh. From the jump.
In Nick's book, it now reads that he does not believe, or he fully believes these people will get him killed.
Yeah.
I'm going through and reading all the sections I haven't out of that too.
It reads. Oh, so in the following, in Nick, it reads, "I am people. That I believe one of these members will kill me, and that Shogun is still my friend."
He is.
That last bit isn't in there quite, because
No, that
Nick
last
doesn't
one's
trust
true.
Shogun.
You're the only one that Shogun kind of like.
And as you kind of swirl through, you see a new page is highlighted with the name The Golden Dragon, founder of House Swafian. And then as it flips over again, you also see that there's a blank page next to Isabella's name. Which is actually, and let me send this to you. I think I have this somewhere. I think, if I remember correctly, because someone finally found it. Let me go into my books and organizations and find Issa's full thing.
Because didn't the entry on the king open up when talking to the other Nord?
Yes.
That'd be also something I'd be reading.
Yes, that's why I mentioned the Golden Dragon's name popped up, but it doesn't have any information written below it in common. It is in Abyssal. So if you do read
Son of a bitch! I'm gonna have to learn Abyssal.
I Abyssal?
Or-
Yo!
God damn it. That's
Neon
Yeah.
Abyssal.
yeah. So
By
here's
the way,
here's what you get,
Go ahead.
Cameron. Sorry, I've got something caught in my throat. Something fierce.
is it Dream Lily?
No, not yet. That's later. No, I was eating Triscuits beforehand, and something's been bugging my throat since. So as you begin to read through, Mion begins cooking with Sigrun watching and the two joking.
Yeah. No, Sigrun offers Myung a bundle of red dragon mash, which I'm pretty sure is rotted and not good by now because
Nope.
I've had that since I got it.
Yep.
And it's not been stored. So it's rotted red. It's probably fermented.
At this point,
Red
it could be
dragon
brewed
mash.
into a poison.
Yeah.
Sarah, while those
Throw this
two
in the
are
soup.
cooking, what do you like to do in your room?
Like this first night, she is just going to basically sleep
Okay.
after falling to the ground and waking up in this weird cabin.
Yeah, and basically then listening to a lover squirrel. Gotcha.
Yep.
Alright. So as you begin to... You lay down in your bed immediately. The comfort comes from it. You find yourself almost immediately to sleep. Terias continues to fly, eventually anchoring the ship midair after he realizes how to do that, and goes and takes a long rest himself, getting his
Stab,
full
Nick
HP.
does the same.
Yeah.
But before he takes a long rest, he also summons the Drake using a level 1 spell.
Okay. Nick, before you end up going to sleep, you hear knocking on your door as Mion comes out, or stands at it, offering a full plate of what you recognize as definitely a food from Dragon's Gate, this like noodle-based dish with a thick white sauce. It kind of has a cheesy or fermented smell to it. And it's actually pretty well put together, and you see Sigrun in the background eating a giant bucket of it.
Now, how long is it at this point?
It's been only about an hour since since Sigrun entered your room.
So the dream really wore off by now, because it lasts an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Sigrun's got
Well,
the munchies bad.
Oh yeah, you guys. It would have at the end. You'd be at the end of your high.
Sick.
Oh, good. This is ooh.
Nick, do you
This
take
is
the
a-
plate from Mion,
something.
just out of curiosity?
Nick will take it, but
Okay.
he's going to be careful about eating it.
You see, Mion, of course, also, you see Terios kind of grabs the plate and just walks off, finding a little close, quiet place to sleep and relax.
He's crawled inside a crate that's just filled with machine parts. We all know it.
All right, Nick, do you go back in your room after taking the plate?
Yep, I shut the door.
Okay.
I do say thanks, but
Okay.
Nick looks very stressed and exhausted.
And as Mion goes to knock on Sarah's door, not finding an answer to the door, realizing it was there's no more point in chasing after that, heading back into your room. Nick, can you give me a con save to see if you actually like the food?
I feel like I shouldn't give a con save for that. That's a 6.
I do make people take con saves for that. Okay, the food's pretty good, surprisingly. You don't really care for the cheesy aroma. It seems like the smell kind of has a mixture of what you remember dragon's meat smelling like. And it kind of gives that kind of just a little enough of a distaste where you're like, okay, I'll eat it, but this isn't really something I would care to repeat. And as you finish the plate, kind of relaxing, I imagine, do you share some with your Drake?
I give my Drake one of my rations. If it smells and tastes of dragon meat, I don't want it becoming cannibalism.
That's fair. I will mention, there isn't dragon meat in it. It's just the smell from the rancidness coming out and
The
expanding.
smell alone might cause it to go cannibalistic, and I'd rather avoid this.
That's fair. After you eat it, it gets better after a while. The taste kind of starts to kind of get to you. And you kind of start to relax and feel your brain kind of numbing, and you feel your entire body kind of numbing, and you find yourself asleep. You are now stoned.
Son of a bitch. I at least I'm getting a long rest, so I'm
Yep.
not stoned while awake.
As the entire party gets a long rest with Mion and Sigrun joking as they finally pass out.
Yeah.
The party begins to head out the following day. Terias looks to Nick for direction.
I'm gonna look at the map, knowing where we were when we saw the war. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was about the. So as you look at, you roughly estimate it was around the border of the High Elf lands and the Mountain Elves in that area.
Well, then I'm gonna have us go north of that to try and go around it, but
Okay.
being very careful as to what cities we fly over, trying to avoid most of them.
Okay. Terias kind of nods and takes a minute and starts moving the wheel of the ship, and it starts to fly. It's going to take you about a week and a half because you're going so out of your way. You will pass by Dragon's Gate. So I do ask, are you going to be stopping there, or are you going to continue past?
I'm gonna
We may
look
as well.
Man.
at everybody, be like, we
Yeah.
can stop there, try and get some equipment, and sell what we need to sell. I'm
might
gonna
as
have
well.
us stop to try and see if I can get a better bow.
At that, Nick, as you mentioned that, you do see something where the rope is tied up, where Sigrun was tied up.
I pull it up, I look at it.
As you walk over, you find a dragon wing longbow.
I yoink it, that is mine.
Yeah, because that's probably not.
Must be
Uh,
a gift from Galsair.
Yes, it does do cold damage, so it's you get 1d6 of cold damage with it, as it is a silver dragon's bow. And yeah,
Guess I don't need to go for a bow. I guess I can go try and find some magical arrows. Still, that won't hurt. So, I take my regular longbow and I put it in my room. It's my father's, so I'm gonna keep a hold of it.
okay. So do you guys decide to land and stop by, or are you guys going to continue on?
I look at everybody else. I can just go get arrows and pick myself up some more rations. We could stop and do a bit more. You might even be able to sell that fire whiskey
Yes.
here.
Fire whiskey. It would be very good to sell that.
Or fermented dragon meat?
Or the fermented dragon meat. There might be some there might be some poisoners in town that would buy it.
Is it fermented? I just thought it was, ripening.
That stuff
like
is
fruit.
rotted.
I
As
get
Terias
that.
begins to land, you see there's actually, as he begins to land, around the palace now, there are towers set up in the city that have
If it takes longer than
long.
land, I'm attuning to that.
It will.
can
So
move
yeah,
on,
you
though.
can attune to it. You see these large towers that seem to have these like strange spherical areas just that are wide enough with like stone spikes going out. And as you land on them, it shows a giant Z written on the pad of the where you're of the landing area. And as you land, you see a older elf kind of walking up to your guys' ship as the ship kind of powers down, and Terias unsummons it, kind of putting it back onto his inventory. And the elven old man kind of walks over to you lot and goes, "All right, papers and passports."
Now, Neon would have a passport because she traveled a lot. Country to country.
Nick would have an ID, but that'd be it. Because he was traveling too.
The man looks at you lot and goes, "Are you illegal immigrants, or are you trying to be legal immigrants?"
We're
Nick
just
passes
coming
him
to
his
visit.
ID. If that would have been shown that he was from the Tiefling colonies originally, because Nick never updated the address because he's a lazy fuck.
You wouldn't know how to. The man looks at you and goes, "All right, colonies, you're welcome. Circus folk. Oh, your circus is due here in about a week. All right." He looks at Sigrun and Sarah and goes, "All right, papers."
Sarah wrote the Wooston to sign me any papers. I don't think, unless you have them. She looks to
All
Sarah.
right.
I have no idea if Sarah has anything or not.
Sarah would
No,
as a
I mean-
guard.
If Sarah
Yes,
was
so.
working as a guard, she
Yeah.
probably would.
you do have identification.
She'll pass it over.
I don't know that
The
it
old man
means
looks at it and goes, "Oh, you're the Holy Dwarven Empire. My condolences." And he hands you back your ID and goes, "All right, pass by. You, giant warthog. What do you got?"
Yes. Oh, well, I'm from the New Land, so my tribe didn't exactly have identification.
Colonial.
I have my clan symbol. She like shows the bear skull. That's part of my clan name, Bjorniklo. I have the wolf's bracelet. I don't think this rings a bell for you. She like shows it on her arm. Probably not. No.
He just kind of looks at you.
Sigrun Bjorniklo ring a
Well,
bell? I
wolf-
did the fight the war here
The
a
wolf
bit
has been here
ago.
before.
No.
I was.
So you're
No,
an
no.
illegal immigrant from a country that is
I looked
recognized
at the guy.
not at all. At this point, do any of your party mates have anything to say before we have you taken into
Look at
custody?
him and be like, she is the one from the Holy Dwarven Empire's bodyguard.
Congratulations,
Yes, I
she
am
still needs
definitely.
paperwork. All right.
How
Well,
much to make this problem go away?
are you trying to bribe an official of the Dragon's
no, I'm
Gate
asking what the
Empire?
fines are gonna be.
Good sir, you can wait
No.
until you get your paperwork in 2 to 5 business weeks. And he
No, we
turns.
don't have time for that.
he
The end
snaps
of the
his
world's
fingers.
approaching and we're kind of a bit busy.
Yeah, that's everything. I'm not-
Two dwarven guards kind of walk up and look at Sigrun, kind of look her up and down, and you can see the
Yeah.
like irritation to having to do this. And one of them kind of looks at you and goes, will you please follow us kindly? We don't want to have to make this a problem."
I don't get what the point. When I fought here not long ago, they didn't ask for paperwork. I was serving under Cyrus Galadron's army in Dragon's Gate. They didn't check me
the
for
old-
papers then.
The old elf turns again, looking at you with a very slow blink, and goes, "Creature, ma'am, sir, whatever you are not recognized amongst the veteran services, otherwise you would have an ID with us or something known. Sorry, but you'll have to come with us until we have you processed and figure out who you are."
I told you it's the Groom Bjorniklo. That is my name, full name. We don't have those middle names where I'm from. They're pointless. You don't even write them out.
Is Sigrun a female name or a male name?
It is a female name, at least for my tribe.
All right.
I suppose
Miss
it could be used for
Sigrun.
males.
Please follow us. We will be going ahead and doing this paper. If you do refuse, you will be put on as a wanted. We will not choose to stop you, but there will be guards and others that will choose to stop you.
Sigrun, you could
How
wait on the ship.
many hours will this take, though?
It depends. The process can take quite a while. If if King Kurgan himself does decide to summon you, then he may choose to, and we will have you brought to the palace. Until such a time, you will be held in a cell.
That is easy. She turns to the others. Oh, just tell Kurgan when you see him that I need to be brought up, and we can make things easy for this, and that'll be fine. You guys can do that, right? Just don't die without me there. I know you guys aren't tanky, you know.
The man kind of looks at the old man looks at Sigrun and goes, "Yes, you know the king, and I am the queen of the tieflings. Look at me dance," as he starts walking
he
off.
was in the army. I didn't know him personally.
You see as the
I
guards
did, however,
kinda-
just run into Galser Silversong. That was a fun experience. Have any of the guards, you guards? She turns to the Dwarven guards, like, looming over them, because again, she's like
I'm
8
looking
foot
at
something.
I'm looking
As
at the old elf.
soon
I'm
as
slipping him
Sigrun-
his gold as a tip and saying, "I'm sorry, you have to deal
As
with
soon as Sigrun turns, Sigrun, you feel your hands in handcuffs. You are now in dimensional shackles. And the man looks at you and goes, "Please, can we continue this discussion at the
I was
our
going
offices?"
willingly. I don't know what the point of these are.
Many a wizards, you'd be amazed, love to jump through dimensions when they say
Do
they're
I
willing.
look magical? And she, like, laughs at that.
Well, there was a big red orc here at one point that was able to jump around a lot from point to point in the city, and he looked bigger than you. So, if you wouldn't mind, as he ushers
Oh.
you.
I would like to ask him how he does that then. Is it physics? I've been hearing a lot about that lately.
As you see Sigrun's carried off down the tower.
Well,
I-
The guards are just
That
like
elf
putting
as
their
he
head.
leaves.
The elf doesn't even acknowledge you, Nick. He just continues past. He looks like a man who's been doing this job for a while. As Sigrun is taken off into a holding cell, what does the rest of the party wish to do?
Well, I'm gonna look at the rest. Well, I guess we're stuck here for a bit. Fuck.
Hey, well, good news. Circus gonna be here in a week.
Yeah, good for you. You can see your friends.
Yeah, they're great.
Well, let's just go find an inn, get the amount of time we're gonna need to be here booked. We'll start with a week and move on from there as we go. And then we'll each go looking for our items. We stick in pairs. Don't be wandering out.
Terias is already gone. He disappeared.
Okay, well then 3 of us are sticking together.
Yeah, Mian also then you notice as you turn is gone.
I guess I'm stuck with Sarah. I guess Sarah and I are stuck together. Let's go, Sarah.
Sarah is also as you turn gone now.
You're
Nick's
all
just
alone,
walking
Nick.
and very tired of all this bullshit.
No, you had
There's
Sarah's still
Drake with
there.
him, though. The Drake is with me.
All right, Sarah and Nick, as you two start heading down the tower, you can still hear Sigrun asking questions further down and very annoyed
I look at
guards.
Sarah and go,
You know,
why didn't
I'm
she have
curious.
identification if she was working with you?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, I'm curious about this place. When did you implement the is immigrant that word you say in common an issue? Usually,
You hear the guard sigh, and he goes, "Listen, we had an issue with a man by the name of Machina. He lubed himself up, went into battle. It was a problem. He was trying to ship his entire family here and steal land. And then they killed the guy who was doing it and turned him into a lich."
I'm not interested in land here. Just a little south from here, there's a big giant red dragon and its kin burning down Tabaxi land. It probably might head.
We've heard
I
about
know.
your red dragons. Yes. You're a mighty hero who kills gods. We get it. And he continues to pull the shackles
No,
forward.
I haven't killed gods yet. It is on my
Yeah.
to-do list, but
I'm gonna look
since
at
all the
Sarah at
gods
this
will be
point.
turned mortal, I mean, I guess it's possible. Hey, maybe even you could.
I'm gonna
kill
look
one,
at Sarah
if
at this
that's on
point and be
your
like, we
bucket
might
list.
want to try and request an audience with Kurgan just to inform him of the dragon problem in case they decide to fly this way.
That might be a good idea. DM,
If
what
Sigrun's
does,
Yes.
visions
What's
are
up?
what
true,
does
we might
Sarah
want to
know
inform
about
them.
Kurgan?
Roll a history check.
Okay.
Should Nick roll one too since he's lived nearby?
I mean, you're welcome to if you're trying to assess something, but otherwise, no.
Yeah, no.
Not bad.
And again,
22.
Are dimensional shackles impossible to break out of? Or
Yes, they
something?
are a magic item that you can't break.
Well, the strength check to break them is like a 30. So
I mean,
You're not breaking
is it
out of them.
possible?
Sigrun, if it's possible, I'll let you roll for it.
Hang on, I'm doing the math. Let me see, because I'm trying to see with the
Shouldn't be
ring and
hard.
with the enlarged spell.
You're
hang
oh yeah, you can use spells. So,
yeah, ring of.
you can while you do the math. Sarah with a 22. You know Kurgan is a member of House Zarius. So he is related to the globally accepted banking trading company called the Black Talon Guild. He is fully he was there at the Battle of Dragon's Gate and took on the High Queen in single combat. While supposedly Galcer and Burr kind of offered support. More in the like, oh yeah, good clapping while he fought than actually getting involved as very weak characters.
Occasional healing spell thrown at him to avoid.
Kurgan would also be noted as the man who did usurp Tenem himself. And that since then, he has married Alluvia, a well-known business owner and barkeep of the of Dragon's Gate and owner of the Whores Union, a very successful chain of inns. He is also said to have recently suffered an assassination attempt, to which he became a little more cautious on, which is why immigration has kicked up a bit more recently. That's about all you get. Okay.
Yeah, let's find somewhere to stay.
All right.
Well,
Yes.
let's find the Horse Union.
Sigrun,
Question.
what is your
Hurry
question?
down the
That-
city.
That ring, when I'm attuned to it, it says it gives a +4 to strength. Does that even like go over 20, or does
Yes,
is the
that would
limit
go
at
over.
20?
It would
Then,
go over 20.
yeah, because it boosts me from 19 to 20. So if it boosts me past that, depending on what the
23.
bonus is,
You'd get to 23, which would give you a bonus of 6.
Yeah,
it's- it's
if you're
on,
attuned to the, you're not attuned to the Ring of Growth currently.
I am.
Oh, you are.
It might not be showing up for you. I did do the level up, so I am attuned to it. then it should
All right, so I will adjust your strength manually for you.
yeah. So I could get a 26. I probably can't get a 30,
No,
but
you
that's
have
good to know.
30.
15,
So it's not
17,
No,
good
you
enough.
can't.
19 plus 4, 23. All right, there you go. So I overrided your score. So you have for your strength check, it's a +6.
Yeah, so
All
it's
right.
not.
Question:
Yeah.
Is the ring, when I'm attuned to it, does it always have those bonuses apply, or
Yes.
is that only for the command ring?
Nope.
Okay, just I wasn't sure.
The +4 to strength is automatic, but the -2 to dex is automatic. Same with the -1 penalty to attack rolls and AC.
Yep.
However, yeah, as long as it's the only thing that is the spell is when you, or the only time you enlarge is when you cast the spell, which is why
Yep.
you need the
All
key
right.
command.
That's what I thought.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the cups being a magical item, guess what? They'll grow with you, so that won't.
They will, yeah, they will grow with
Grow
you.
No, I know that. I just was seeing if it's possible, like in like a epic moment, I'm just like, oh, this was a fun chat. Breaks.
All right,
Please
so
don't get us arrested.
Mion, as you head off to the lower income areas on the outskirts of towns, which is actually very difficult to find Dragon's Gate, surprisingly. It's one of the very few economically stable cities in this world. But you've managed to find one of the lower end inns that you're very accustomed to staying at for cheap, where it's a copper a night. And you've got, a good few contacts throughout this area. Terias is immediately off to find a guild he had read about in this city that specialized in creating and building new objects of war for the city of Dragon's Gate. They are kind of like a guild of artificers without having magic to do their bidding. They just build items. Sigrun, you are taken to one of the local smaller stations that is both acts as a policing station as well as a border
they have
patrol.
A cell that fits.
Yeah, the cells are pretty big. You're actually put in a cell with about 7 other people as you sit in there. One being an elven. The only one that catches your attention as interesting that isn't a regular citizen is an elven man with a what looks to be a wooden hand that seems to kind of move around just as easily as his normal flesh and blood does. He kind of long black hair, yellow skin.
How
yeah.
tall are these people compared to me?
No one's bigger than you in this cell. Most are
Okay.
most are local dwarves that moved here. The elf, he is about 5'6". He's not very tall.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah. No, and the dwarves don't really breach over 5 feet for most of them.
No.
So as you're put in there, the guards just tell you that they're gonna begin processing the paperwork. You'll have free meals and you'll be taken care of while you're here.
Do the rest of these people have the handcuffs also on?
No, the handcuffs are removed once you're put in the cell.
Oh yeah. So Sigrun like kind of rubs their hands and looks to the other people. Are like, are they usually this eager to handcuff people? Like that seems a little weird. I didn't like agree to that or anything.
The
You know
elven
what I mean?
The elven man kind of looks over at you and goes, I know, and they had to put me in a cell full of dwarves. I hate dwarves.
Wow. Wow.
Sigrun just kind of shrugs.
he
and is
holds
like,
out his
I
hand
just
to you.
would rather not be in a cell.
He nods and goes, well, and he holds out his wooden hand to you and goes, my name's Ansem, nice to meet you.
Anthem.
Oh,
Oh,
son of a bitch.
Nice to meet you. I am Sigrun
Do not
Bjornekla.
fret.
I
He-
was a
You worry.
war. She shakes his hand. I fought in the war to protect this city, but apparently, because I don't have fancy documentations, my efforts don't count here. Which is very nice to know the respect given to warriors in this place. But that's another issue.
He nods and he goes, tell me about it. I own a shoe cobbling business and that they threw me in here. All I was doing was buying
Hey,
supplies.
more shoes. What were you buying?
I was buying leather too, because I've heard that Dragon's Gate recently got a bunch of dragon leather in, and so I was trying to pick up some for some of the shoes I was designing.
Oh, dragon. Do you need just the leather of dragons?
Yes, I make magic items as well as normal just shoes out of it for decoration and noble.
They didn't confiscate my gear, right? They just
Nope.
took me and put me in?
Yep.
She pulls out one of the fermented balls of This was red dragon meat. I don't know the state in it. Someone said it's fermented. Maybe it could be used for poison. Do you know? Would you be able to do anything with this? Because I am looking to make use of this.
He kind of backs away as the smell hits him and goes,
Also dwarfs.
I can do something. Are you trying to make something? Oh God, can you please put it away? It's terrible smelling. Oh my
Oh
lord.
yeah, sorry, my sense of smell's been a little less than top notch since when I fought and all that. She puts it back in the bag.
He
with
takes a
plot.
minute, kind of wipes at the air and goes, understandable. Yes, I can make you some very basic fire-resistant armor if that's what you're looking for. Oh man.
Oh, well, I don't know about. Does it have to be like full-sized armor? I don't usually. She gestures to again, just the belt she wears and like
Wait.
all the jewelry.
He
I
kinda
don't
looks at
really
you and
do
goes,
a lot of armor.
Are you naked?
No, I have clothes on. She gestures again to the bear skull belt. What kind of question is that? I'm decked out in jewelry.
My wife would love to meet you. She's of a similar belief. Maybe sometime if you're ever in the area, feel free to come visit and pick up a free pair of shoes.
What is her name, or what is the business name? That way I know.
Oh, Ansem's Shoe Cobbler. It's
Some shoe cobbler.
yes.
Wonderful.
And he nods and goes,
I'm supposed to be talking to the king right now about the dragons. A lot of dragon stuff going on, but they stuck me in here, I guess.
Tell me about it. I'm supposed to be back in my home, the town of Scraps in the Gnomish lands. I have my shop and everything to go see my kids over there.
Gnomish lands not too long ago. That's where I got this dragon meat, or about that area. I don't know. Locations kind of blend after a while. There was a
You have
college I
nothing
went
left.
to. Just college, and it had
Oh!
like a
You're a
skeleton with.
skeleton.
The dragon skeleton with the thing in its brain.
Oh.
There was the big.
You're talking
I
about
don't
the
remember.
recent exhibit, the Elder Brain. Yeah, that just recently visited last time I was there
Yeah.
at the college, about a month ago, or a few months ago, yeah. He looks and he goes,
Yeah, I think it was. We were there earlier than a few months ago, but yeah, we were there a little bit.
how is it I imagine the campus is doing quite well. I can't imagine.
Everyone there was dead, from what I saw.
What?
And then there was, yeah, we went there. Lots of, we just saw a couple dead bodies, but it looked just kind of vacated. Maybe a little abandoned. I'm not good with books, but I think the books were in, good shape. The bones look cool. Though.
Wait,
The bones
so the
always look good.
college, the most popular, one of the most popular locations in the entirety of this portion of the world.
Yes, I think it has to do with the otherworld portals where stuff's coming.
Otherworld
in.
portals?
That one dwarven town we were in, that giant tree came in and it's starting to take over
Giant
the town.
tree?
And I fought there. Yeah, it's like a world of tree people, and it was trying to absorb
How
one of
long
my
has
friends.
Ansem been in this cell?
He's been in here for about 6 months. He got...
And yeah,
He seems cool.
there's all these multi-dimensional trains. We had an encounter with a Tarask tome, and one of
A
my friends
Tarask?
got, like, a star on. Yes, one of my friends got a star on his forehead from a Tarask. He's a goblin. Now we can do multi-dimensional physic whatever thing. Now apparently the world might.
are
end
you-
because the
are you
gods gonna
smoking-
turn mortal.
Are you smoking something? Guard, is this woman stoned?
Just for the first time. For the first time last night. But no,
I think
I
think you're high, ma'am. I think you need to lay down and have a good night's sleep before and we can.
Listen, my friend, you. I think you are fun, so I will tell you this. And she leans down to his height.
He looks very
Because
scared.
I value you and your shoe business. I'm sure it's a great business. You might want to relocate within 2 to 3 years because this place is where the High King was last beaten. Yes. He's coming back, and I feel like Dragon's Gate is gonna be
Is
one
he?
of the first places he hit.
He's coming back? I think, and he kind of pulls over a pillow from the bench and sits it down. I think that that's good to know. Why don't you tell me more about this when you wake up?
Meanwhile, Nick
Oh,
is
no,
looking
I've
at Sarah
already
saying,
long
if
rested.
Sigrun talks to anybody in there, they're gonna think she's fucking insane.
never
I'm not. I don't really sleep. I kind of rest, but I don't really fully sleep. Not in probably the way you do. I mean, my brain's.
He looks
just,
at you and goes, yes, as he starts to pet your head and kind of try to lightly try and give you the suggestion to lay down.
She stood back up to her full height by now.
Ma'am, I believe it'd be a good idea for you to rest. It seems you either are very tired or may have hit your head a little too hard.
The only thing I'm tired of is being stuck in this cell. It's been what, like half an hour?
Yes, I've been here for 6 months.
Oh my god, that's so much of your life wasted.
Yeah, tell
Your
me
shoe
about it.
business.
I
Is
don't
it
know.
in shambles? My friend, if you need help with advertising, when I kill people on the battlefield, I can tell them, hey, if you somehow survive this, buy Ansem shoes. They might save your life next time. I feel like that's a good slogan. Or I spare them. This
Can we
would cost you a lot though,
please
because
stop
I
this?
don't like to do this. But if
Okay.
I'm fighting people, I could spare them as long as they become customers. Would that be a good business deal?
Ansem just kind of looks terrified and goes back to his corner and kind of hides. Now, we're going to cut away from this for a minute.
Jesus Christ.
I'm making friends. Mom, are you
Meanwhile,
proud?
Nick and Sarah, she's gonna sound like an absolute fucking nutcase.
Mion, meanwhile, making friends with, or going back
When
and
I'm right though. Imagine his face when I'm right though. When it
Mion
happens.
reaching out and getting in touch with a few of her compatriots in the area. Nick and Sarah, you eventually find the Horrors Union and get a decent sized room for the or 2 different rooms for the 2 of you. We're gonna come back next session to find out how the party is gonna get out of this one. We can say at least this: not Kurgan, but fucking Sigrun's gonna make some good friends, apparently. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.